to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Suplex City, bitch! Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. 'Cause the $1 million man always gets his way. Money, 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 money. Some might cost a little. Some might cost a lot. But I'm the $1 million man. And you will be bought.
Welcome to Suplex City Limits, episode 12 for June 21st, 2015. As always, I am Jim, along with the hawk to my animal.
Rando, Commando.
And when the Road Warriors were in Japan, and they needed a third for a six-man tag, Kensuke Sasaki, power warrior to our Road Warriors.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is JD Provorce. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Not a lot.
That was an obscure fucking Japanese wrestling reference for all the smarks out there.
Little Kensuke Sasaki. It's not a name I'm super familiar with, but I heard that one a couple of times. Yeah.
We'll talk about it. This podcast
Right
is a
on.
member of the OSW Podcast Network on PileDriverWrestling.net. Join the OSW community to discuss and follow the show. Or check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/SuplexCityLimits. On Twitter, @SuplexCityLimit. You can also follow me directly @JimViciousSCL. You can follow our guest, comedian JD Proverse, @JD
Provorce.
And the show's available on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn, all kinds of places. So like, subscribe, and all that jazz. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing really well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. After a lot of microphone madness, the first time as three people. Here we go.
Yeah,
I apologize for technical difficulties ahead of time.
Yeah, and they've been common to us, actually. Yeah, things suck with podcasts, but we're figuring them out.
It's a lot more of a bitch than you expect, isn't it?
It is.
Also, including the fact that we actually had to reschedule to a second night because you had a friggin' Gorilla Monsoon run in over there in Bismarck the other night.
The Gorilla Monsoon Pearl Harbored us.
Yeah, we
Right.
got body slammed. I was out of power for like eight or 9 hours. We got 4:30 in the morning. Finally, it came back on last night.
I
saw photographic evidence. It looked pretty nuts.
I had water pouring in through my ceiling in multiple rooms. Pretty awesome. My Xbox got some splash, a little bit only.
Oh no!
Yeah, dude, it was pretty crazy here, man. And I'm up on the second story of a building probably built in like 1900. So it's just like
1912, I think, to be exact.
It probably says it on the front back when they put that shit on there, right?
Yeah.
Kensuke Sasaki, when the Road Warriors would go to Japan and be in six-man tag matches, they would add he was called Power Warrior, and then to go along, as in Japan they were Hawk Warrior and Animal Warrior. So he was their third partner in six-man tags, and then also like if Animal wasn't there, Hawk wasn't there, they would tag with him and be the Road Warriors.
Right on.
So there you go. He often wore I remember him wearing green fucking spike shoulders. He's just a big Japanese guy with his own face painted shit. Pretty sweet idea. I was gonna go for the Demolition, but Crush was only there to replace Axe, so that didn't seem.
Well, right. Axe was getting older. Axe was a lot older than Smash, if I remember. Barry Darso.
Right? Barry Darso, the man of 1,000 terrible gimmicks. Just when he was Barry Darso as a golfer in WCW, man.
Axe was the masked, what the hell was his name over in Japan?
The Masked Assassin?
No, not the Masked Assassin. The Masked, oh, god damn it.
I don't know.
I fucking thought of this earlier, too, because I knew we were going to make a Demolition reference in this fucking episode.
he had that classic 70s wrestler build. That you don't see dudes like that anymore, ever, do you?
Right.
But they have that weird, like, kind of fat, kind of fucking muscular, like, barrel-chested dad sort of look to him.
Right, but he was the masked champion or the masked wrestler or the masked... I can't remember.
Marauder?
No, it wasn't the masked Marauder, no. He was huge over in Japan.
Yeah.
So, but...
Demolition. Still not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, they're always kind of a poor man's Road Warriors.
Right, how many time tag team champions, though?
Well, I'm sure plenty, but not like the Road Warriors were in every fucking...
Whatever they touched, yeah.
Every region, everywhere. Didn't matter where. So, week in wrestling, man. Money in the Bank?
It was kind of funny, yeah. I don't know what to say about Money in the Bank.
It was a show, is what it was.
It was a show. It was on my television. I watched it.
Yep. As one of our listeners said, Sheamus grabbed the case and people left.
Yeah, people actually left his house when Sheamus grabbed the case. I think that's fucking great. He just turned it off, just like, dude, I'm leaving.
I actually put myself into a pork chop induced coma that afternoon.
Yeah?
Yeah, pork chops and mashed potatoes. Well, not mashed, baked potatoes, and then I made a gravy with the pork chop sauce that was left over.
Yeah, always, every fucking podcast we start gets right into food.
Well, if there's a fucking Sunday main event or something, man, I cook.
Here's I'll give you a quick review here of the, I don't know what they're calling it, but the Pizza Hut launched a pizza on Thursday, and as a fat man, I had to order it yesterday.
Okay.
It is a pizza with hot dog bites baked into the, like, little crust, like you pull them, like a piece of crust has like 2 hot dogs, and they're like wrapped up in dough, you know, at the crust.
And you're still alive after eating said pizza.
I live to tell the tale, and it comes with a fucking big cup of mustard.
That doesn't sound good to me at all.
It looks like 20 little dicks, like, all huddled around. You know, like they're going to fucking, like, you know, like fucking where you jack off and like the last person to come has to eat it. Like, I was the last person to come and I had to eat it. And I had to eat all these fucking dicks around it.
That's fine, I guess, if you enjoy eating dicks.
It was, I don't know what to say about it. I just, the absurdity of it was pretty fantastic, I thought.
Sounds like a novelty pie.
But it was like, why wouldn't this thing come with ketchup? You know, like, why mustard? And it was all right. I mean, I dunked it in mustard, but it was like...
Mustard on hot dogs is what I usually go for. I'd skip the ketchup on hot dogs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's blasphemy.
I'm a ketchup, mustard, and kraut guy.
I'll put the ketchup and mustard on my burgers. No kraut for me, though.
No, kraut's the devil.
I keep kraut.
Kraut
I keep a jar of kraut in my fridge, like, to add to all kinds of things, dude. Mashed potatoes, kraut.
I add some kraut to my kraut.
I'm a good German-Russian boy. I do it right. So you had the pre-show, Sheamus.
No.
Oh, no, before that, I'm sorry, the pre-show was R-Truth and King Barrett. I've had all day sitting here waiting to do this.
Okay.
To get intoxicated, so it's not my fault. I woke up at like 10 this morning. R-Truth defeats King Barrett. Why?
Yeah, there's a shock.
I like it. I like it.
Dude,
I'm going to go out and probably say that's probably my favorite part of the pay-per-view.
Why would you book somebody to win the King of the Ring and then have them lose every single match?
Fuck it. Have them lose R-Truth, man. Fuck it. Why not? Sick of Barrett.
Well, I'm sick of Barrett too, but I just don't understand the logic in, like, okay, we're going to have you win this thing. We're going to dress you up like a king, and then you're going to lose to everybody for a month.
Did he get in trouble with somebody backstage? Are they going to make him, like, dress up?
That's what I want to know. It's like, what did he do? Like, who did he piss off? Because, like, I mean, if you look back just over the last couple of years even, like, the King of the Ring went from being, like, this sort of respectable, prestigious thing to just, like, everybody who wins it, it just becomes a fucking joke immediately. So, like, I guess that part of it didn't really surprise me. I guess maybe the extent to which they're just, you know, burying him under everyone. It's a little bit more pronounced than it has been in the last several years. But yeah, I don't know what he did, but apparently he upset somebody because they are just shitting all over that guy.
Right,
Like-
right. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like basically what they've taken with the King of the Ring is they basically turned it into like they're gonna make a clown out of you with it. You know, they put a
Right.
cape and a crown on you, and they turn you into the fucking Burger King mascot, dude.
Like Minor Threat, he's guilty of being white.
Right, right, right.
I don't know, man. I just don't the idea, like I said too, that in this day and age, it still means adopting a king gimmick is just like you can just fuck off with it. Honestly, the idea that someone like you win this thing and then, like I could see back when it started in the '80s and shit, like oh they're a king now, but like come on, dude, a little progression in your product would be nice because I just think that's dumb. Like now you got to be a king. What the fuck?
You think they're leaning too hard on the nostalgia end of things?
I mean, it was kind of a nonsense thing anyway, but.
Right.
We were all like hoping for Neville to win, and then once Barrett did, I was like, I'm glad Neville didn't win. Actually,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad
Yeah.
they're not like having him out there in a little fucking crown and shit.
Yeah.
His ears have fucking sticking out from underneath the little crown.
Yeah, it looks like the king of the Keebler elves or something, man.
The king of fucking nowhere. the man the WWE creative forgot, Neville.
Haha.
But R-Truth, dude, he's terrible, man. And we'll get into more on Raw, but like,
I thought he was
are
funny
they
when he
making
came
fun
out.
of concussions? That's all I could think with that. The first thing I thought with R-Truth now is like, are they making fun of fucking people having concussions? Like, it just seems in bad taste, considering. He acts like somebody who's fucking been hit in the head too many times.
Yeah, because he came out on Raw, what was that, 2 weeks ago, and did that spot where he was going to fucking lip off to what he was going to do in Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and he
they were
wasn't even
like-
in the match.
Yeah, they're like, you're not even in the match, dude. I thought that was funny. That was
It
pretty
was
funny.
actually funny. And then this week he came out and like, well, he came out dressed like a shitty king, which is like, ugh. But he sat at commentary first, and they're like, dude, you're in this match. You know, so it's kind of funny, but I kind of thought like, the first thing I thought about was like concussion symptoms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they're doing with R-Truth at all over the last couple of years. I guess this ultimately, or like the little Jimmy thing a while back, or I guess most of that, I guess, would be preferable to. I mean, at least he's not shucking and jiving. You know, they've put some particularly some particularly like 80s like thickly racist gimmicks on him in the last couple of years. So I guess if it's a choice between he is in the match and he doesn't remember he's in the match, or he comes out dressed in a Confederate soldier's uniform, like, I guess I'd prefer this, but
He still says, he said whoop, there it is within the last month though, dude.
yeah, I know. It's like, oh man, come on. Like, don't get me
almost
wrong,
50.
I'm not trying to overly PC anything or whatever, but some of that shit is just like, I can't believe they're still getting away with it. It's sort of unbelievable.
Well, then when they played Twin Magic with two black guys, I was like, oh my god.
Right?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, shoot, how is
Like,
that? That's the
you
first
might
thing
as
that
well
came to
just say,
mind.
"They're the same, right? It's oh man.
How did that go through a room of people without anybody saying, I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought it was nonsense, man. So
This is a terrible idea. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Who
the show opened with the Money in the Bank match. Did that strike anyone else odd? Struck me
odd. Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's the start
It's,
match.
it's the you know, the gimmick match of your show, and it's opening the show. And I mean, let's be fair, it wasn't ever going to be anything fantastic or super interesting going into it anyway. But
There was a couple of decent spots in it, I thought, with the little guys.
It didn't have it like near the spots of previous Money in the Bank
oh
matches, though.
no, like the whole show, I thought both ladder matches, and you know, obviously we'll talk about the main event in a little while, but like. I thought both of them were significantly more restrained than than I expected. Like I thought Rollins and Ambrose for sure were going to go out there and just do some just insane, stupid shit to each other. But yeah, there were some good spots. I thought it was for an opening match with some excitement in it. I thought it was really good, but as would become the more or less dominant story of the show is the really decent wrestling match, just punctuated by stupid booked finish.
I agree. Most of the matches were pretty tolerable, actually. So
Even the Divas match, I mean, it certainly wasn't like anything comparable to like say like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch at that last NXT thing, but it was a tolerable, decent. It wasn't a fucking chore to watch the thing, but then even the finish on that. But yeah, we'll talk about that, I guess.
Yes, I mean, and then the involvement of Wyatt for no real reason. Like he looked fucking. I thought he looked awesome with the apron, the like fucking leather apron. Like he looks fucking badass. But at the time it seemed pretty nonsense. But on Raw they expanded a little bit. Like finally he's getting creepy, man. You know?
Yeah. Anytime, man, I don't know. Anytime they start bringing in wrestlers' kids into angles, I'm like, oh, this could get real interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, I don't know, on this show we talk about constantly how, like, Wyatt is a guy who's just completely underutilized. Like, you can go so many directions. Like, you have so many more options for writing shit for that guy than anybody else. And they just don't, they just, like, he attacks this guy because...
Yeah, well, and one of the biggest problems they have with him, I think, is something that they do with a lot of guys, but they've especially done it a lot with him, is he's been sort of bounced around and jerked around and moved so quickly from, like, place to place that they haven't really just given him a chance to fully develop into something that could be really significant and meaningful. But yeah, I totally agree. I think that guy could be, way more significant a contributor than what he's being used for right now.
Yeah, like I said, Randy, I said it at one point on here, man. It needs a child involved with him. He needs to be a creepy fucker with a little kid.
Right.
And it's finally happening. That's why I always say that if I worked in the indies, dude, I would work as a fucking pedo gimmick, dude. I think like a pedo as a heel would be one of the fucking most awesome heel gimmicks of all time.
Yeah, well, you definitely get the booze and the fucking.
I thought
heel
like at
pops
the end
for
of
that,
on Raw when he was doing the like little teapot thing, he should have just like licked the picture of the girl like right at the end of it or something. Just like push it way the fuck out there. But it was creepy anyway with him like looking at the picture of his kid and shit. I thought it was awesome.
Sure. I still feel like they're I don't know, obviously like anybody I do plenty of fantasy booking in my own head, but I feel like they're missing out on a really good opportunity actually to do something between Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas. Like Bo Dallas is another guy who's been totally wasted, and I don't think it's even because he's necessarily all that good. It's just I think you could do some really unique and interesting things with the combination of like Bray Wyatt as this sinister evil cult leader, and then maybe like Bo Dallas as his like smiling cheery public face, like almost like a Scientology thing, like L. Ron Hubbard and Tom Cruise or whatever, just like
in a manager capacity,
really
even
those guys,
like a Brother Love kind of spin-off, but
right,
you see
exactly.
Yeah, it definitely has like a manager style. Yeah, that would be great. He could wear like a fucking suit or something.
It would be, it'd be. I think you could do all sorts of interesting things. Either way, whatever the case may be, they're not doing enough with Bray Wyatt at the very least.
And being real life brothers too, they would work well together.
Oh yeah, and there's always that that extra level of drama that you can add into it.
But they need to. I mean, the Wyatt family never should have been broken up. They've been teasing it, bringing it back. They need to.
Yeah, they need to bring it back. Yeah,
just pull the trigger on that.
With everything in WWE, though, it takes too long. Like you see things happening, and you're like, okay, cool, but it just takes too long.
Right.
And then you don't care anymore. Like with Sandow, you were stoked about it, and then it was like, it took too long.
Right. Yeah, it expired. Expiration day went off on it.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Yeah, you notice that every time Roman Reigns went up the ladder, the crowd just erupted in boos.
Oh, yeah.
They were not. So, that guy's not over. I don't know what's going to happen to him and Wyatt. Like, I hope they don't fucking bury Wyatt again.
Oh, and bury him under fucking Reigns? That'd be awful.
I think Reigns is getting a deep push anyway. How did everybody... I mean, a lot of people saw him winning that fucking match, right? I mean, I think like pretty much everybody picked that.
I picked it.
Yeah, that's what I saw happening for sure.
Yeah, I was surprised by it.
But I don't know. I wasn't.
He did pick. I actually, knowing that you were going to be on the show, JD, I actually took your picks from Facebook down, so I could call you on them on the show. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I got fucking I did terrible on my picks for this particular show.
we say like, well, I got one card. I got like a couple, like a good portion of them, and then like I called both of the twists on the finish, so that's the best I've ever done.
Right.
But yeah, Sheamus winning that was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see the point of that. Like what possible, like, even if he's gonna, cash in and lose somewhere along the line, like, he doesn't fit into that main event, or at least the title picture right now. It made no sense at all. I don't understand it even in the least.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
Agreed.
nothing against the guy.
Lesnar.
Yeah, well, yeah, nothing against the guy or anything. I got a lot of friends that are, big fans of him and shit.
Weird.
But
no, we have like one friend who's a fan of Sheamus.
I got a couple.
They all have red hair, don't they?
Yeah, that is true. They're not quite as pale as he is. So.
Well, nobody's quite as pale.
But
as
yeah,
he
it
is.
just
Aren't as pale as he is.
It was boring. It was a boring finish. I don't know. It's just like.
It just kind of happened too. Like, I didn't feel like there was a really good build towards it or anything.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
right.
like,
Yeah, there was no build to it. Nothing at all.
we hit a bunch of, we got the Bray Wyatt moment, and we got a couple of other things, with the New Day coming out, and then we just got all of those little side storyline things out of the way, and then Sheamus has the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him in that kind of main event. I don't know, like, he's one of those guys. I put him in with Barrett for me. Like, I'm done with him, and I don't take them away and change their hair and bring them back. Just take them away. Like, I'm just done. Nothing you can do with Sheamus is going to interest me. I'm just over the whole thing. And that's the thing is, like, just because somebody's good and shit doesn't mean that you should pay them forever. Like,
for sure.
Miz is another guy. It's just like, okay, great, but, like, get rid of this guy already. Whatever you're paying him is a waste of fucking money.
Sheamus has been around forever. I think he'd best be utilized as a heel for new faces to go over on. At this point in his career, that's where I'm at with him.
So yeah, that match. You had the women's match. I don't know. I go on autopilot with these, man. Nikki Bella's fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, I mean, as far as main roster women's matches go, it was tolerable. But again, the finish here, like, I don't even have a problem with the way they booked that with the whole twin magic thing, and when Paige got the pin, she's all, oh, I'm not the right person and all that. But then the match just keeps going, and there's an actual. Why isn't it just a DQ finish? You still get the same result. Nikki still has the belt. The match is just thrown out because there was some sort of craziness at the end. It was just fucking dumb.
It's true. That's the thing. They do that with their refs. They make their refs look like fucking complete idiots all the time.
Right.
They're worse than old school refs. They're the
like,
dumbest refs in the history of fucking the business, aren't they?
Right. Blind as a bat.
Terrible. Bella comes out first because WWE still. I bitch about this every fucking time. They still don't understand that the champion comes out second. That's how it is. That's the way it is. Why? That's just them being like, oh, we're gonna zag when they zig. You fuckers, just do it right. I didn't like that. Also, you see the little girl with a Bella Army sign, like a fucking 8-year-old girl. Her parents are fucking terrible.
That's tragic.
Her parents are terrible people. Idolize this chick. You ever see with the Bellas on Facebook and Twitter? It's just like, check out these pictures of our tits and asses.
Right.
What are you teaching your fucking child? I thought it was terrible.
There should be commercials instead of starving kids over in Africa. There should be commercials that donate money to those kids.
Yeah, just liberating them from their parents.
Right.
Women's match. I don't really have much to say. Still, I still say they're going to keep the belt on Bella until she surpasses AJ Lee's all-time record of longest reign. I guarantee you, they're going to do that just to be assholes, just because.
Well, I don't like it.
You got 90 days left. Enjoy it.
Oh, fuck.
Like, they will do that, I guarantee you. That's what that's.
Oh, for sure they will. That's exactly the kind of petty, bitter nonsense they would do. But, again, at the end of the day, it's the main roster divas, so I guess it doesn't matter at all.
I feel like that's why you're not seeing these other, you're not seeing any of these chicks come up from NXT, because if they did, they're gonna fucking make Bella look ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
either that, or they'll bring him up and just job him out to her to try and because they'll think it'll make her look good. And either way, I'm just like, you know what? Just leave him down there where they can actually do good matches.
Yeah, well, it's like, we used to be like that. Yeah, it's like, oh, I want this guy to go up, and now it's like, no, just leave my guys down there.
Right.
Just let me have this little thing. I liked Owens going up. I still say that's the most compelling thing happening in WWE.
Oh yeah, he's something. He's just he's one of those like, one or two in a generation guys who's just operating on a completely different level than everybody else.
Yeah.
Him and Lesnar at SummerSlam, I predict.
Oh,
that would be phenomenal.
I'll watch the shit out of that. So the Intercontinental match. Well, it's the big slow. It should be like that. It should just be like a tuba, Yeah, exactly. He could come fucking walking down to the ring to that. That'd be great, man. Big Slow is terrible, and he needs to go away.
He needs to leave my television.
He needs to retire, dude. He gets paid so much money, dude, for just nothing.
And I just, especially like it occurred to me the other day that I've been watching that guy literally since his first match.
Yeah.
And I've also I've seen him do enough good things over the course of that period, and also enough crap. But at this point, I'm just like, dude, you just you don't got to be taking these bumps anymore. Man, I feel bad for him almost.
He doesn't really take many bumps.
Like, what are you doing at your age, doing anything like this at your age? Why are you not, I don't know. I think
making
there's
over $1 million a year
doing in the business, but what he's doing right now is not what he should be doing.
He's making over $1 million. He's one of the top paid guys.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. The salaries are pretty well known. He's one of the top paid guys. But for nothing, he's not. He used to be able to, fucking 10 years ago, you could build a guy by having him beat Big Show.
Motherfucker did I seen him do a drop kick off the top rope in WCW.
Yeah, he did. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, they were mad about it, actually. They're like, don't fucking do that. Which is true, because I liked it, but really, old school booking, as a big guy, you wouldn't leave your feet. You definitely wouldn't do a fucking flying dropkick, but it was pretty awesome. Like when Lesnar tried to do a fucking moonsault and almost killed himself.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
So I always like a big guy doing high-flying shit, but... and then they had a DQ in this match. The Miz interfered. The Miz came down, still looking like an uncircumcised cock in that fucking head thing that he wears. The guy, I don't know why. Why is he around? He's another one of those guys. For me, he's run his course.
He kisses a lot of corporate ass behind the scenes really, really well. That's why he's still around.
Business is a bunch of ass kissers. That was a fucking point I was going to bring up last week.
Corporate talking points and shit.
Yeah. What was the point you were going to bring up last week?
That with the Twitter shit was it's a business of ass kissers, but we're not in the business to ass kiss.
That's true. That's true. And he's a guy you can send to fucking Good Morning America, and he'll sit there and look handsome and be like, "Hey, all right." He won't do anything dumb.
Right.
And he'll literally dress up as an uncircumcised cock and walk out there if you want him to, That's why they want guys, like I said last week, it's like, dudes like Reigns, everybody misses the point. Like, oh, they want him because he's handsome and this and that. Like, yeah, that's why, but really they want him because he's going to say yes to everything they say.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
that's really what they want at the end of the day. If you look good and shit, that's a bonus. But really at the end of the day, they just want somebody who will do whatever they say to do and will not argue. But the greatness always came from arguing. The hardest guys to work with, Austin, dudes who did their own shit. Yeah. That was the best stuff. So, I don't know. Right. They're dumb. They don't know. So, there was a DQ. Ryback's still the champion. I don't know how to feel about Ryback either, really. His promos are shit. He did a promo on there. You notice how, nobody looks at the camera anymore because everybody's looking to the side so that they can read a fucking prompter? It's just dumb. Like that guy's sitting there doing, and the way he's saying this shit is like, there's no passion to it, and it just sounds like it's written because he wouldn't talk like that. That guy's,
Right.
you know, that's just terrible, man. I don't like the shit where you go out and you read exactly what they write and you wear what they wear.
And so far as the like the whole thing with them not looking at the camera, like I guess from what I've been told, that's actually a specific direction that they're given now. Is do not ever look directly into the camera. Do not address the camera as if you're talking to the audience. They're specifically told not to do that.
Why?
And it's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like connecting with the audience is what makes us enjoy the product, right? Like, so why? I don't know. It makes no sense to me at all.
That's crazy because, like, dude, looking deep into the coked out eyes of the Macho Man is exactly why we fell in love with the Macho Man.
Yeah, well, and I mean, even you just think in light of, like, you know, with Dusty Rhodes passing recently, there's been a lot of clips and stuff of him. Like, you look at that famous Hard Times promo, and there's that moment in the middle of it where he's specifically like touch the, you know, I'm touching the screen, I'm reaching out to you. Like, he's talking directly to people because that's where the fucking money is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're specifically told now to not do that, and it's one of about 1 million things that's just insane about what they do now to me.
It's really glaring too when you show a clip of like different Dusty Rhodes shit, you know, and you show him in Flair, bloody in a fucking cage, and you show him doing these amazing promos. It's even more glaring how terrible it is now when it goes back from that directly.
Right.
It's like, like, wow. You're better off, I mean, like, maybe if you, instead of watching Raw, you just go on the network and watch, like, just keep watching, like, old fucking NWA pay-per-views and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just do that instead. Watch Starrcade 84 or something and, like, fucking have a good time. Yeah, so Ryback is, I mean, I don't know, he's huge. I mean, I don't know, I guess he's decent as an Intercontinental Champion.
Guys hate to work with him.
He's getting better, I guess, but is that enough at this point? I don't think so.
He did some commentary on Raw, and I thought it was actually pretty decent. You know, he was more freestyling there, and he had a little bit of personality to him. Some of the stuff he said was kind of funny, and, like, I thought it wasn't that bad, but I don't know, I don't hate him, I
still
guess.
think my favorite thing about Ryback right now, though, is that right now his entire gimmick is I don't like bullies, and like not a year ago his gimmick was the most purely presented bully gimmick they've ever done, ever. Like, that's what he did, is he just walked around backstage and bullied, like, you know, security guys and guys from catering and shit. It's like, it's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, when, like, the big JBL sits on commentary, like, the biggest bully ever in the business.
Oh, for sure.
That cunt. So, yeah,
Ding! That's one.
Oh,
Should
the
we
cunt
keep
counter?
Yep. Ding! That's two.
The cunt counter's where Rando keeps track of all the times I say cunt. All right, no,
4.
You wouldn't be able to keep track of all the
5.
time.
We're up to 5.
All right. I like it. It's a good word.
Yeah.
It has power.
We have you know, it gives a warning in the beginning. We can say anything we want.
Absolutely.
You had John Cena and Kevin Owens, kind of a one match. Like, I know it's the last 2 pay-per-views. That's really all I cared about was that match.
Right.
Yep.
I was surprised it came on when it did. I didn't think that was a good idea.
You and 90% of WWE fans with a fucking brain. So
I thought the way that they booked this card was fucking stupid. Why was that tag match after that match? Why wasn't it like I don't know, like the?
I think I don't know. The only thing I can think is that they put the tag match there because they had already done the Divas match earlier in the night, and they wanted to put some kind of a buffer between Owens and Cena and Ambrose and Rollins. But I don't know why. Like, you know, if your guys can't, you know, if your main event can't follow, you know, anything on the card, then it shouldn't be your main event. So
yeah. Well, and two, they ran fast all night long, so like that's why they had an unexpected amount of time for the fucking last match.
Oh yeah, it went, what, like 35 minutes?
That was like 40 minutes, yeah.
It was nuts. I mean, it was an all right match, but oh god, it was a long match.
Yeah. So Cena and Owens, I didn't think it was as good as their first match. I thought this one had some sloppier spots in it. It was still awesome.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. I guess ultimately I didn't see it ending. I figured they may have just moved. I mean, obviously you could work towards a third match with the two, or put Owens over, or put Cena over. But you know, it took me a while to sort of wrap my head around it. But like ultimately, I think it's exactly the way it needed to be booked, because like, if you're talking about John Cena and like the whole picture of his career, it's like, God damn it, do I need to see John Cena win another fucking match? No, I don't. But if we just look at it in the context of this one particular angle, I think it was exactly what they needed to do. I think the real problem happened on Raw the next night. I think the way they handled it after the match at the pay-per-view, I thought they completely blew it. I think they could have done so much more with that angle, but yeah, I thought it was a really great match. I agree with you. I don't think it was as good as their first match, but it was really, really good.
Yeah, there's a code red in there, dude. I haven't seen that fucking move in a while. Cena almost got decapitated on it.
Yeah.
Not very fucking good.
No.
But it was pretty awesome. I was like, that's fucking, you don't see that every day. He was kind of throwing some other moves in there, which is exciting.
Oh,
like,
is
you
he?
see John Cena do a different move, and it's like, holy shit. You're so used to that, like, fucking 5 moves of doom.
Right. Well, it's just, you've seen John Cena wrestle literally everybody so many times that I think a lot of times we just kind of forget that, like, as long as he's in there with somebody who's a real fucking, A-level talent, the guy can go as well. It's just you've seen it with the same guys so often that you just kind of block it out.
I think these are the best matches Cena's had in a while. I can't remember.
Since his matches with Punk.
Yeah, since with CM Punk, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I mean, those matches he did with Rusev were fucking terrible. So hopefully, they're going to do the third match. Hopefully they put it off a little bit, and then hopefully they put Owens over.
Right. See, what I was hoping they were going to do at Raw is, like, I figure, you bring John Cena out, and he's like, yeah, I'm beat up really bad from, the way I got jumped after the match. But, I'm the U.S. champion. I'm a fighting champion. We got to do this challenge anyway. It doesn't matter if I'm beaten up. So then he looks like the strong guy. But you have Owens answer the challenge. He comes out and just powerbombs the shit out of him against the apron again and takes the title away from him. And then you got Cena gone until SummerSlam. You have him skip the Battleground pay-per-view. They, maybe you have, and then what I thought they should have done is then when they go to Japan, you have Finn Balor win the NXT title from Owens in Japan. They come back and do a rematch between Balor and Owens on the Battleground pay-per-view, putting the NXT title on pay-per-view for the first time. Owens wins it back, and now Owens goes into the rubber match with Cena at SummerSlam with both the NXT belt and the US belt. But, what do I fucking know about booking wrestling?
I think they want to get the belt off of him. I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I can't see them putting Balor. Is Balor going to beat him straight for the belt? They want to take the belt off him, but you're kind of stuck. I don't know how you get the belt off of him.
Right. See, I thought
Unless
they were going to take the belt
he does something
off him.
crazy and you strip him.
Yeah, I thought they were going to take the belt off him for Balor as well, but then he lost the match to Cena, and I'm like, they're not going to have him lose 2 big matches in a row. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess maybe, after he hit Regal on TV a couple of weeks ago, and then with this last thing with Samoa Joe, he knocked out a couple of security guys and whatnot. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll do some sort of thing where they just strip him of the title or something. Who knows? But
the best way probably would be just to, he loses the belt with heat and without losing. It's probably the best way to go.
Add to his badass persona is what you can do with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it still blows my mind. Like, if 10 years ago you'd have told me, like, in 10 years Kevin Steen's gonna fucking be the most compelling thing. He's gonna go into WWE and beat fucking John Cena in his first match. I'd have fucking told you you're crazy.
Well, and then you're gonna have him.
Even 5 years ago.
If my prediction is,
or whatever it was when I heard they had signed him, like I was immediately like, they're not gonna have any idea what to do with this guy.
They actually did. It was amazing.
I've been just flabbergasted by how well they've used him since they brought him in. It's fantastic. I thought for sure they would fuck it up.
I thought he would fuck it up. I thought they'd sign him, and because like he's been difficult to deal with. And
sure,
I'm like, they'll sign him. He's not going to lose any weight. He's going to be, You know, because that's what Cornette has said in the past about him, that he just doesn't listen. He fucking, you know, he just does what he wants to do. He argues about everything. So I feel like he must have fucking really sucked it up, and he's got his shit together. So.
Sure. Did you hear the interview he did? He was on Chris Jericho's podcast a few weeks ago.
I did not.
No.
You should check it out. I actually just heard it a couple of days ago, and he talks about that. He talks about how, like, when he finally got the contract, he was like, well, you know, I got to take this shit seriously if I'm going to make it work. And, like, he went to some training camp or some wrestling school that a buddy of his runs for, like, 6 weeks before he ever moved down there, and ran, like, basic training drills with the just the brand new class and everything. Just really threw himself into it.
Yeah,
It's a really great interview. You should check it out.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know if they were gonna have him in character or not. Like, sometimes WWE puts guys on podcasts and then puts them in, like, in character, and I don't want to listen to that shit.
No, it's total shoot. Yeah, it's
Cool.
it's totally straight.
So yeah, you know, I liked at least they didn't bring, you know, what you were saying about Cena coming back is like, I was so happy that Cena didn't come strolling out like he always does. He comes, you know, he takes away anything you gain from beating him. The next day on Raw, he comes strolling out smiling and like, I lost yesterday, but that doesn't fucking mean anything. You know,
So I figured, at the very least, you bring him out, like, and he's, like, clearly, like, limping, and he's beat up, and maybe he's bandaged up around, you know, some sort of support bandage or whatever. Yeah. You know, you bring him out clearly rugged, and then obviously if Owens shows up again and power bombs the hell out of him, then, you know, yeah, it might look like a clean win, but let's be honest, it's not. But yeah, I mean, if he's not going to come out like that, at the very least, don't have him come out at all. Sure as shit, don't send him out there like nothing fucking happened.
That's what they always do, is send him out there like nothing happened.
Always do.
So after that, you had the tag team match. It just, you know, the crowd went off a cliff after that other match, and I don't know. I mean, it was a serviceable match. It was fine, but.
Yeah, it was again a solid match, and I don't have a problem with, you know, the primetime players winning the belts, because I guess ultimately the tag titles again are just like any other belt on the show. They've just been more or less worthless props for years anyway, so I'm not really invested in them. But you know, I like the primetime players plenty enough. They'll do all right in that role, I think.
I like it. I like that as well, man. That was probably the highlight of the pay-per-view for me. Besides.
Yeah.
So
right.
I like the guys, man. They're funny. They entertain me, and they're good. They're good in the ring. So
yeah, a lot of people were like, didn't like the booking of taking it off the New Day. I agree with you guys. I thought it was good. I like the primetime players. I think they're energetic. They're fun. They put on good matches.
Right. Now,
you know, Titus O'Neil did some fucking hardcore ass shit in there. Like, him off the hot tag was fantastic, man.
Yeah, he was real good.
He's great off the hot tag. So I like that. That's all I really need in a tag match, is like somebody who's really good off a hot tag. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guy who can sell and the guy who can fucking do that.
Right, exactly. You need somebody who can take a beating and somebody who can give a beating. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, the New Day, I still don't like it. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I still don't know what it is. And I just like the clap thing. The crowd should just do nothing when they do that clap. I just sit there and look at them.
Now do some angles with the fucking Rollins and Harper with the primetime players.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to be giving the belts up to them sometime soon. Hopefully. I like Harper and Rowan as tag champs. That would be good.
Not right now. Rowan's got to get a little bit better.
He isn't that good, is he?
Yeah.
They split them up, and Harper's fucking awesome. But
Harper is awesome.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the better WWE. You know, people always say, I love when they, you know, there'll be a WWE card, and they're like, oh, match of the year. Like, dude, like, there's 10 Lucha Underground matches that are better than anything they've done this year, so fucking slow yourself down. Maybe WWE match of the year or something, but I thought, like, Harper and Ziggler, that ladder match that they had, I don't know when the fuck that was.
That was
earlier this year.
Yeah, that was decent. That was quality.
That was one of the better WWE matches I've seen.
Yeah, what was that? What was that at again? That was at a pay-per-view, wasn't it?
So that TLC.
Harper and Ziggler. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, correction: tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs.
No, tables.
A stair match, dude.
Tables, ladders, No, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try it. Go ahead. I was gonna try to put Axel in there somewhere.
Get the fuck out of here. That was before we even started that shit. That was before we've abandoned that now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I quit it, and then you bring it up, and then I don't know.
So like, are we gonna be preparing for Baxel Ground? Is that what you're saying? He hasn't been. I haven't seen him on Raw or anything. Am I correct in saying he was not on Raw?
He's quite active on Twitter, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm quite active on Twitter.
Yeah, I know you are. I
At
haven't
Jim
been
Vicious
lately.
SCL. No, I'm just. The ladder match, like I said, they had a lot more time than they expected, and I mean, I kind of liked the beginning of it. It was a very old school fucking style, working on leg, but then he was so hokey on selling it. Like sometimes he's crippled and can't walk, and then he runs and jumps.
Other times
off
he's
things.
running.
He runs and jumps off the announce table. So like I thought his selling of the leg was pretty fucking piss poor. It was here and there. It just kind of came and went as he decided. But I mean, the match itself, it had an epic feel, being long. I mean, I like the idea of a fucking 40-minute match. That's pretty old school.
Though you haven't had Rollins in a good match for a while, so yeah.
And we've talked about almost every fucking week on this show how they've booked Rollins too pussy.
Right.
Where he never had that big match. And I felt like this was that match, right? I mean, like we've always said, like he needed a match where he had a fucking war and won it by himself without any bullshit,
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
you got that here. Like, I thought you got proof that, like, okay, this guy can fucking beat people's asses, But then on Monday they ruined it all again. but for like one day, it was all was right in the booking.
They brought Lesnar back a week ahead of what I thought they were gonna.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought he was coming back the 22nd.
Yeah, I don't know. I expected him any time. I thought he might actually appear on the pay-per-view, but I don't know.
I'll take Brock anytime they want to give him to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. So, yeah, I mean, the end of the match was whatever, I guess. That's a way to do it.
Yeah, and I guess, like, I thought the finish was interesting, with them both coming down together with the belt, but then Rollins rolling away. I thought, by and large, the way they followed up on it on Raw, because, like, it seemed to me that, like, if you have the first match, Ambrose beats him, but you have the dusty finish when they come out, and it turns out, no, it's a DQ, and Rollins keeps the belt. And then the second match, they fall down together, but Rollins happens to, get the belt when they land on the ground, just the way they bounce or whatever. Seemed custom made for a third match somewhere along the line, and now Ambrose is just gone from that picture, and they're moving on to Rollins with Lesnar, which obviously we were going to get back to eventually, but I mean, what the fuck do you do with Ambrose now?
To the mid-card with him, that's what they'll do.
No.
It's unfortunate they didn't put the belt on him, dude. I mean, I
Right.
think he's awesome. We both
I'm
really
an
like
Ambrose. Yeah, I'm an Ambrose fan. Yeah.
But I'm saying that's where he's going to go. They're going to send him back
for
to
sure.
the mid-card.
Yeah, well, and of course, what I thought was going to happen was, maybe you have Ambrose win, and then you have, because, I mean, obviously, at some point here, Reigns is going heel on Ambrose. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious to everybody. But I thought for sure that was the way they would do it, is you'd have Reigns win the Money in the Bank, and then Ambrose maybe wins the belt for sure from Rollins, and then Reigns comes in and takes the belt from Ambrose right away. And now you've got, you've still got Rollins and Reigns you can do. You've still got Rollins and Ambrose you could do again. You could do Reigns and Ambrose. You got so many angles out of that. And now, like, what the fuck do they have? They got, like, one possible thing.
Yeah, I thought a lot of people, I saw it the same way. I thought, like, you'd have Reigns win, cash it in, take the belt after Ambrose wins, and then you got a three-way with the old Shield
Right.
at that battleground. Why wouldn't you do it
Right,
that way?
and that would have been a
Yeah.
fantastic fucking match.
That's how I saw it going. A lot of people did too. Like I think that's a lot of people agree that that's what they saw coming, and it didn't happen. It would have been way better.
Right, well, and I think that's a big part of what they do now is, like, the moment they get wind that people kind of feel like they know where something is going, they feel like they have to change it. Like, they think that predictability is necessarily a bad thing, and it's not. Sometimes it is, yeah, but sometimes it's predictable because it's exactly what should fucking happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's what you want. It's what you
But
want
we don't
to happen.
decide. That's the thing. That's the difference now between, the wrestling of yesteryear or other companies where the crowd decides what happens. That's not the case anymore.
Nope.
Right.
This would have been like the Austin era, the crowd wanting Austin, and them just like right now, booking wise, they would have taken that and they would have fucking buried it to the mid card.
Well, Triple H,
just like they did with like Daniel Bryan. When Daniel Bryan caught steam, the fact that they didn't put the belt on him and fucking just run, and I guess they did, and he got hurt, but it took way too long to do it anyway. They could have done that a long time ago. Because the dude was over for like a year of them burying him before they finally like, okay, I guess.
Right.
But you don't get to decide what happens. They decide what happens.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate.
It is. I thought it was okay. I give it 6 weird Kane belly buttons out of 10.
For the match or for the show?
The show.
The show. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JD. I'll let you go first.
Oh, on the.
I would say, I don't know, I think I would go a little bit. I would say maybe 7. 7 out of 10.
Okay.
7
okay.
what out of 10?
Well, we're not all going weird Kane belly buttons.
Oh no, everyone has to do their own.
Yeah, you gotta do your
On
own.
the fly.
On the fly.
I would say, how about let me revise here. I'm gonna go 6.5. Shitty springboard John Cena stunners out of 10.
Yeah, that's how we like it.
I'm gonna go 5.5 because like really like it took the whole thing just kind of I don't know, I was kind of in a bad mood after the whole fucking Sheamus deal, and then like it just took the wind right out of my sails. So I'll give it a 5. They kept Ambrose looking strong actually.
What, you trying to break the rules of the show? 5 what?
5
You've been on this show before.
5 I have? I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it 5 Kofi Kingston sizzle chest out of 10.
Nice, dude. That was the shittiest, by the way, going back. That match with Cena, that was the shittiest of the springboard stunners to date.
I think, yeah, we've all voiced our opinion on the springboard.
No, but this one was the worst one, man.
Oh, it absolutely, yeah, it absolutely was.
It was so bad that Cole had to be like, oh, you didn't get all of that one. Like, that's how you know it's fucking bad, is when they have to cover for you.
Yeah, the fucking announcer don't even fucking sell it for you. Don't even try.
Well,
I don't know I'm not really sure what happened right there, but anyway, Cena back to his feet.
It was shitty. That move's stupid anyway.
Yeah, it is.
In some of the news, we'll break up the shows with some news. Just some, I don't know, we'll just rapid fire through some of these. Bob Blackjack Mulligan Wyndham had a heart attack this week, but he's back at home, so that's good.
That's good news. Take it easy there, Blackjack.
Yeah, no shit, right? That family, fuck, man. Where are the new kids from that, man? I don't like some of these lineages seem to have dropped off.
Yeah.
Like, why is there no big-ass fucking Texan Wyndham kid right now? God
I don't know. Where's he at? Somebody get him on the phone.
The same. I know that some of the there were some Von Erichs. Some of Greg's kids, 2 of them, his sons. They had some kind of tryout with WWE, but I don't think they got signed.
There's some of those left.
Well, there are a few who haven't killed themselves. Yes. Oh, that's offensive. I love it. But yeah, I like that shit. I like more, old school. I like a Wyndham kid or a fucking Von Erich or something. I like that shit. That'd be good. I don't know. There's a funny story. Just kind of like The Rock sideswept a truck, and it's pretty awesome on Twitter if you follow The Rock. He takes the mirror off this dude's car, and the dude doesn't even care. He just all he wants is a picture with The Rock. So it's like him and The Rock standing in front of his fucking removed mirror.
His broken mirror.
Yeah, I
love The Rock, man.
That was pretty fucking funny.
Rock is fucking awesome.
Injuries. There's bad news and injuries.
Yeah, bad news is.
Yeah, well, Bailey broke her arm, I guess. I don't really care about that. I mean, well, I care about somebody injuring himself, but I don't really care about the fact that Bailey won't be on TV for a while. Sami Zayn's out for the whole year.
Yeah, he's not coming back till 2016.
No.
That's awful.
Tyson Kidd's still out as well.
He's out for a year. Yeah, we won't see him.
Brett actually this week called the Muscle Buster reckless. What do you think of that?
Well, the Muscle Buster is definitely it's a dangerous looking move, man, and yeah, I don't know, I maybe a 6.
A 6? What a
6 on the fucking reckless scale to me, I guess.
On the a 6 on the Scott Steiner scale of recklessness. It looks brutal, man.
The official
Scott
Steiner.
Give it. It's a 6 on the Ryback injury scale. Yeah, dude. I looks pretty intense. I mean, I don't know if this is the first. I've never really heard of anyone else being hurt, but I could see hurting your fucking spine on that, man.
Oh yeah, yep.
I don't know. I just at this point in time, it's like, I don't know. You may as well just change your move. You know, he just came into the company. It's a perfect time to change it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would agree with that. I think it looks pretty fucking dangerous. I like dangerous shit as long as you can do it without hurting people. I don't know how Lucha does it. You know, I guess you don't hear if those guys get hurt. Nobody seems to be, you know, most guys are there. Puma's there constantly, so he couldn't have gotten hurt this year.
Yeah.
But some of the moves those cats do are fucking ridiculous, dude. Like that, dude, not only, one of those matches with a Pentagon, not only a package pile driver, which they won't let fucking Owens do, but a package pile driver off the top rope.
Yeah.
Some of the shit they do in Lucha, it's like, how the fuck?
Wasn't that the Sexy Star? So it's like a package pile driver from the top rope on a woman.
Yeah. That's fucking Lucha.
Holy shit!
That's why Lucha's fucking awesome.
I love it. Like Vampiro even cusses. It's fucking great.
It is good. You want some TNA news? You say?
Oh boy!
Wait, who said that?
Yeah, I heard you guys.
Nobody wants TNA news.
TNA, excuse me, once again behind on paying talents. There's some talents believe that their paychecks will be in the mail sometime this week, but yeah, a lot of people are not behind or not getting paid on time. So no one's really came on and said, but there are some unnamed performers that say they're not getting paid on time.
Don't these motherfuckers got direct deposit, man? Come on.
Dude, they don't have any money, man. Their companies run like shit.
Well, time to jump ship, man. Even the rats.
Well, yeah, exactly. Leave. At this point, you know, you've had late payments or missed payments or whatever. How many fucking times? It's if they're still around getting shafted by these guys, I feel like it's on them at this point.
And I feel like Ring of Honor, you know, they could get a couple of more guys in there, fucking get some more filler matches, and you can move that show to a fucking 2-hour show.
Yeah.
And kind of just wipe Impact off.
Oh, they have till September. I've got all kinds of things. This is just the tip of the shitberg of TNA for this week.
Yeah, bring the Dudleys over to Dudleys versus Briscoes. Yeah, how do you guys?
Well, WWE should be bringing in the fucking Dudleys, but they won't. They just steal the Dudleys move. Have fucking Rowan and Harper doing the 3D as the way or whatever they're calling it. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Fuck you for that, WWE. Anyway, TNA office staff blamed Dixie Carter for the company's mismanagement and turmoil. Duh. Right? Dude, there's people they talk about her vanity and her horrible, how she's horrible at running everything. Her interactions with people. She's trying to right now to sell a reality show.
For what?
Of her. That's been her thing before this whole thing. Is she has cameras following her around, trying to make a reality show to sell, because that's really what she wants. She doesn't want to run a wrestling company, really. She just wants to be a reality TV star, man.
I'm boycotting Impact.
Well, I didn't. We watched it that first Wednesday Wrestling Warfare. You know, where it was where ROH came in and it was them, and I was like, all right, you guys get one shot here.
Yep.
And it was abysmal. So.
Yeah.
No thanks, Matt.
I gotta shave. Yeah.
But yeah. So.
The extra 2 hours that week is always nice.
They talk about her appalling treatment of talent and spoiled, selfish, and hypocritical personality. How about that shit? They also they've been pimping for this next fucking pay-per-view is RC3 and Kurt Angle, as you know, for the belt. That's what they've been building up to this whole fucking time, and now they've changed it, dude.
You see Kurt Angle coming to a different promotion?
No, but they changed it.
To what?
Well, because this whole taping thing, they got fucked up when they switched to Wednesdays. So there was, because they had to film ahead of time before this pay-per-view, okay? So there was no way for them to film all the next angles and then do the pay-per-view without everybody knowing, because obviously if you went to these house show recordings before the pay-per-view, you saw how everything happens. Sirens.
What'd you do, Jim?
I don't know. A lot of things.
Jim, are you masturbating, Jim?
Those sirens are on my end.
Oh, they're on your end. What'd you do?
Yeah, I'm like 4 blocks away from downtown Fargo, so.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of that. Sirens and trains and shit. So.
Yeah. I live on a very busy intersection, so yeah.
So that's the deal. They had to switch it because they're like, well, wait a minute, everyone's going to see what happens, and so we can't do it. So they had to push that back, and now they had to switch the pay-per-view. It's fucked. They've been building towards a pay-per-view. Last minute, they've had to change it. So they're like, oh, that match will be on Impact in July. Early July, instead of at the pay-per-view, which is like next week. Is that the dumbest shit you've ever fucking heard?
Yes.
That company, they're so fucked, man. It's unbelievable. Like, that's this week. All those things are like this week. And then, here's the final one. TNA attempts to ink deal with Rey Mysterio.
With who?
With Rey Mysterio. After all of the things we just said, they're trying to fucking sign Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Good luck.
Lucha.
Oh, yeah, that's where he's going to go, dude. He hasn't signed anywhere yet, but I hope so. Once they secure...
Signing him would secure season 2.
Oh, God, dude. Ray and Puma? Oh.
Ray, yeah, man.
Fucking
Ray and anybody.
They still haven't announced a second season for sure for Lucha Underground yet, have they?
No.
Not yet.
People are saying it's pretty close, though, that it sounds like it's good to go.
Yeah, I think you're all right. You got some production talent in that.
But there you get Dixie Carter talked with him and pushed the idea that they could get his merchandise into all the stores and open the doors for future movie and television projects. What? What movie and they probably have some of their guys on Barbecue Pitmasters Texas on Destination America after their show.
Kind of like USA did back in the day.
You got some kid in the mailroom who wrote a great script for WrestleManiac 2.
No holds barred. Again. Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious. But they would go out and try to sign. You don't even have TV past September. Like, what the fuck? That's how dumb that company is, dude. The guy's Rey Mysterio was making fucking bank at WWE, man. He'll go to Lucha and get paid a fuckload of money.
Right.
I heard that a fucking El Patron's making $500,000 a year at Lucha.
Well, what was the number you said that they spent? $25 million?
Well, yeah, this year, $20 million, I think.
$20 million?
It was expensive as fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's great, so fuck it. But yeah, that's your TNA news. In the future, we won't have to talk about their news anymore.
Yep, pretty soon. Should we have an impact counter?
It's like it is 13 weeks until the death of TNA Impact. Oh, the haters will come out for that, dude.
Yep, it's like knowing you have to put your dog, your old shitty dog.
Like you have to get it put to sleep, but they're really backed up, so you gotta wait like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So every time you look at that motherfucker sitting there, you gotta be reminded of the fact that That's about it, dude. It's like going to see like somebody who's sick and dying, but it's like they're sick and dying for a really long time in a hospital. Oh, that's good. China's been out trying to claim her spot in the Hall of Fame. Her spot. So I propose to you, do you even think that China, aside from the fact that she's done like fucking crazy pornos where she gets DP'd by dudes in a wrestling ring, no less. And all the other crazy nonsense, saying that Triple H hit her and fucking Sean Waltman raped her, and which are all untrue. As just a working business like career, do you think her career is worthy of a Hall of Fame? Either, go ahead.
I think if Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame, then she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
If Rikishi's ass is in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I think, if you look just specifically at her major career years, being, the first woman, obviously, to win the Intercontinental title and everything else that she did, yeah, I think there was enough significant things that she did over the course of her career that would justify going into the Hall. And again, like, especially when you look at some of the other people who have made it in, there's really no reason, at least from a career standpoint. Now, like you said, all the other stuff, post wrestling that has happened, I can definitely understand also why she's not in the Hall of Fame. But just from her career standpoint, yeah, I think she deserves to go in.
Well, O.J. Simpson is in the NFL Hall of Fame.
That was before he killed somebody, though. Two people.
Allegedly.
So that's the thing is, like, Sunny's in the Hall of Fame too, but she's gonna do porno, hopefully.
Now you think?
So that Vivid offered her a contract, yeah.
She's disgusting now.
It sounds like she might do it. I don't give a fuck. I will watch that shit.
Oh, of course you would.
What does that even mean? She'll have a good amount of broken in her eyes that I'll be able to get off to.
Wow, dude.
Oh, shit. I love it. And a no-sell from JD over there.
Oh, sorry.
He's just like, I'm on this show. This guy's
Look, man, I've had about all I could stand of Sunny for my entire life. I could go the rest of my days without ever hearing her name ever again.
That's true. People tell, like, so many people tell stories of her, like, fucking blowing dudes for pills and shit. Oh yeah, she's.
I think my favorite, like, the porn thing doesn't even surprise me at all. I think my favorite Sunny just train wreck moment was I think it was last year or maybe the year before at one of these conventions. She was doing a thing where she was doing an appearance and you could get pictures and autographs, but then she started like they were going to have a setup where you could pay extra to get your picture taken, like laying in a bed with Sunny. And I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Just somebody put her out of her fucking misery.
And everybody got crabs the end. She is a shitty human being. There's a point, like, she's like debating it. It's like, if you're, I don't know how old she is now, 50, 45, whatever the fuck it is, why wouldn't you? I mean, I'm surprised she hasn't yet, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or back then, yeah.
But she did some topless shit closer to when she was hot. Not at her peak of hotness. What was that? Wrestling Vixens or whatever? It's
something like that, yeah.
It's pretty nonsense. WWE is releasing a Sting DVD. This coming up. That made me really think about how much I don't think very much of that guy at all. Like, I don't really like Sting. I don't really think he was a particularly good wrestler. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? I don't know.
I think he was a guy who was just like, he's one of those guys where, again, if you put him in the ring with somebody who really knows what they're doing, he can come along with them, but he was definitely never the guy who could lead the dance by any means.
Yeah. I think a DVD, I guess, could be interesting. They show some, like, they had some awesome matches with Vader back in the day.
Oh, sure.
WCW, but yeah. I don't buy any of their DVDs anyway. I still say all that shit should be on the network. The fact that they make new things and then try to sell them for a year before they put it on there kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
There's people speculation that Ken Shamrock will be put in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not after he got his fucking ass kicked by Kimbo Slice. But
yeah, man.
What a nightmare that fight was.
Right?
I love that shit. I love that Bellator.
How'd he get out of the fucking chokehold, man? I don't know. Oh, fuck.
I love that Bellator is smart enough to like bring back dudes. Like I will watch old fucking dudes I used to like from the glory days fight each other anytime. Like I think UFC picked up on that too now because they signed Mirko Krokop and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the problem that they have with those guys is they put him against some super awesome guy. Like they brought in Krokop and they put him against, you know, top-notch guys like to work towards the belt, and that's not what we bring in Mirko and bring in some guy who's not very good. And let Mirko kick the fucker in the head and watch the guy get knocked out, and I'll pay you my fucking $50, man. You know, like an opportunity to watch Kimbo Slice beat the shit out of Ken Shamrock. Like, fuck yes, I'm in for that, dude. But there's talk of him being in the Hall of Fame. I guess also we could mention that it's somewhat wrestling related. Bobby Lashley won his fight in TKO by punches in the second round. I thought it was pretty cool that card was on free TV.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Hopefully they keep doing shit like that. Kimbo Slice, man. I fucking love that guy. Why haven't they done anything with him in wrestling? They should have trained him for wrestling.
Yeah, no shit. That'd be kind of fun.
He could have spent the last 5 years training for wrestling.
He would have been shitty, though, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy's terribly trainable at anything.
He would have been another he would have came in and fucking hurt a bunch of guys.
He's trainable at punching fuckers' eyeballs out of their head out back of a house. You know? That fight where he's like fighting in a fenced-in backyard and some dude knocks that guy's eyeball like completely out of his fucking dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I always love that shit, man. He, like the one video, like the best thing ever. He shows up and like gets out of the truck and they're like, "How you feeling today, Kimbo?" He's like, "Nigga, gotta eat." Fucking walks out and like punches some dude nearly to death by a patio. Holy fuck, man!
Like if there's like a family grilling in the background.
That was fucking awesome, dude. So yeah, that happened. I guess, but they're talking about him in the Hall of Fame. I don't think that's really.
I think, just to go quick back on the fucking Kimbo Slice, I think he should fight Butterbean.
How old is Butterbean now, dude?
I don't know.
How many years ago was it when we watched him smash Bart Gunn?
Oh, I don't know, but I still
the worst
watched.
idea that WWE ever had.
Oh, that was what, like 95, 96, something like
no,
that?
97. It was at WrestleMania, wasn't it?
I don't know. The Brawl for All.
The
dude.
Brawl for All.
Yeah,
Way to
Dr.
go.
Death, Steve Williams got hurt in that too. A lot of people got hurt in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a stupid nightmare of an idea.
It's so fucking stupid.
Sorry about that fucking Bart Gunn, man.
Oh, man. I remember when we got that pay-per-view.
We're like, holy shit!
And you recorded it on fucking VHS, old school.
Yeah,
and
old
dude, we
school.
sat and watched that over and over and over.
Rewind. Go. Rewind. Slow motion, frame by frame. Oh my god, he wrecked him. He was dead. Fucking,
Yeah, I don't think I mean, again, like we always said, the Hall of Fame is fucking stupid, obviously. Doesn't mean anything, but like,
Right.
Ken Shamrock in the Hall of Fame seems really weird. He wrestled for 3 years. He had the Intercontinental belt once.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I dug him as a wrestler, though.
He was the TNA heavyweight champion at some point. So
Oh, no shit, huh?
I guess you got that. Tag team champion with the Boss Man. That's a weird fucking tag team.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
that
guess,
is a-
frankly, I think China belongs in the Hall of Fame way more than Ken Shamrock does.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. She's never getting in there, though.
Oh, no, she'll never.
No.
She's, it's way too much of a publicity nightmare for them.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Macho fucked Steph when she was underage.
Come on.
Right?
We don't know that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But it took 4 years after he died to put him in. So
It's a fair assumption. Oh, man.
let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens with China.
She's never getting in. The end of that.
Well, let's see if she Whitney Houston's this shit. By the way, congratulations on Whitney Houston for being 3 years sober. Congratulations.
Oh, Jesus.
She's so skinny, you guys.
Oh my god. I love it.
Okay, anyway, carry on.
Vince McMahon sends WWE title belt to the Blackhawks. Cunty. Is that cunty? I think that's cunty, man.
Like, what kind of style was it? Did it look like the fucking...
No, just like a WWE title belt.
I don't know. I like it.
Do you think it's kind of...
the idea.
It's kind
I
of...
think it'd be cool. Did it, like, send one to every player on the team? Oh.
Just one, and they pose with, with their trophy. Like, they have all their trophies, and then they have, like, a dude's wearing a belt. I just think it's weird because it's like, I don't know if that's customary. I've never heard of it. But I think it's like, CM Punk is the biggest public Blackhawks fan ever. You know what I'm saying? You think that's just WWE, like, kind of being cunty and like, oh, we're going to send this to CM Punk's team because we know that'll irritate the fuck out of him.
I don't remember. I think it was something that like Meltzer and Alvarez reported, or I heard somewhere that apparently at one point Punk had contacted some people in WWE to try and get them to send a belt to the Blackhawks, and like the response he initially got was like, "Oh, nobody cares about hockey." And there was like a whole,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was like a whole thing. So yeah, I guess it could be sort of like, you know, them trying to turn around and turn it into some kind of a positive outcome out of the whole thing. But yeah, I guess at one point Punk had made the request and he was denied because nobody watches hockey.
I just think like anything they do, I'm always expecting it just to be for cunty reasons.
Did completely out of spite. Yeah.
Also, just a quick side note back to the Bellator thing. Did you see that Road Warrior Animal appeared at the intro for fucking Shamrock, like in full regale?
Yep.
No, I did not.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, I guess he was at that show. I didn't see it, that part, but
yeah, I just fight itself.
Yeah, I just looked online and watched the fight. I mean, I obtained it legally on television, on the ancient thing known as television. Oh, man, it's changed that. There's a lot of Ring of Honor people right now are concerned about that new WWE policy. Basically saying, like, you go to Ring of Honor, we're not going to fucking sign guys from there anymore. In their effort to snub out Ring of Honor now, after they've gotten all these talents out of Ring of Honor, they now want to fucking just try to destroy them by saying, don't go there or we won't sign you.
Well, I guess the biggest part of that was the merchandise deal.
Oh yeah, the Steam deal. Well, they could just say don't sign, fucking deals to be in games or products and shit. I don't know. I just like Ring of Honor gets on TV 2 weeks later. WWE's trying to fuck them over. You know?
Oh, for sure. That's there's definitely an element of that in every bit of it. But yeah, it's. I guess Johnny Gargano made some appearances at the NXT tapings that they just did, so kind of more evidence indicating that there's sort of a working relationship between WWE and like Evolve and Dragon Gate and that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, they're trying to fucking buy up some of these other ones. Well, go in business with them, with Gabe Sapolsky and shit. Crazy that guy got to where he is. Considering just being like an ECW fucking errand boy.
Right.
Pretty crazy. Oh, so I don't know about that, man. Ring of Honor is pretty excellent. I enjoy the show. I just to do that is kind of cunty. Why can't that same company who's making that Steam toy is coming out with a Vince Cornette one, and I did confirm, but I asked him on Twitter if it will include a tennis racket, and it will. So,
oh, nice.
They're making a Jim Cornette fucking action figure that will be residing on my work desk.
That's phenomenal.
I don't know, what else you got? You got any news, Rando?
I don't have much.
Let's talk about Ziggler leaving WWE. I guess.
Oh yeah, that. I just heard that hours ago.
That's breaking news. I was going to say we need a little sound effect there, but you got it, man.
Yep.
You're on. I guess his contract's up. Sounds like he's not going to re-sign. So I guess he does some comedy. Have you heard any of his comedy, JD, or what?
I haven't heard it myself. I've heard from other people about it by reputation, and, well, it's not... I haven't heard a lot of positive things, let's put it that way.
Yeah, fucking a comedian doesn't make you a comedian.
Yeah, for sure.
It does make you material for Amy Schumer, though, so
Yeah, no shit.
double fuck.
But yeah, I mean, more power to him. Whatever. I just, frankly, some of the stupid risks I've seen that guy taking is like maybe he's better off not re-signing anyway. He seems completely incapable of being safe with himself.
Yeah, he should leave too. He's really good. He's being misused. I don't know.
Right.
Like nowadays,
So-
like I said on the pay per view, I thought he came out as like and playing gay biker number 2, Dolph Ziggler. Like I just don't know what that's all about. But the dude can work. Like he sells so good, man. He's like I think he's a bestseller. Some people think it's over the top. It reminds me of Kurt Hennig, and I like Kurt Hennig, so fucking whatever.
Right. Yeah.
The over exaggerated selling. I think it's awesome.
Is he a 49ers fan?
I don't know why.
Dolph Ziggler. Well, just wants to pack it up early. I thought maybe he was a 49ers fan. But it dudes.
Glib tongue over there.
Yeah, not the strongest team in the Bay anymore over there in San Francisco.
He might sign with Lucha, man. I don't know if they'd want him. Lucha's kind of like, they're dicey on taking big guys who've been in WWE. They've got a couple, but they don't want to get like overrun with them,
Yeah, Mundo and that's the top feud right
El
now.
Patron and Mundo.
Yeah.
They also got Big Rick from there.
Yeah.
Daivari was in TNA. I think Daivari was also in WWE at some point.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. So they got a couple, but they try not to. Rey Mysterio, if you're a Lucha company, you can't not get Rey Mysterio. So, but I don't know. I forgot in TNA news, Australia TV and pay-per-view dropped TNA wrestling. So there'll be no more TNA in Australia. You also can't order their pay-per-views anymore in Australia.
The heartbeat gets just a little lighter.
I'm sure Australian fans are thrilled.
Yeah. And
Congratulations to Australia.
yeah, exactly. You are free. You are freed from having to fucking watch Impact Wrestling. That's all I got for the news, man. That's the news of the week in the world of wrestling. And next we had Raw. WWE Raw from Cleveland?
Cleveland, Ohio.
I love they showed Johnny Manziel, that piece of shit, in the open. The crowd fucking booed.
Yep.
Hard. Booed at home. As a lifelong Cleveland Browns fan, I agree. I booed and I saw that.
Even the old Browns and the new Browns? Baltimore Ravens? Do I need to bring that up?
Well, what? I mean...
Well, they moved the team to
well,
Baltimore, and then they fucking... Are you
You've never
sour?
lived through that.
I never have.
Your teams move cities, but... That
Back
was
and
something-
forth, yeah.
We were fans, Ty and I, my best friend Ty, of the Browns before that. So, they moved our team, and we had no team, man. It was fucking lame. And then it was
And then you get-
they're bringing the Browns back. It was like, yay! And then it was quickly,
Yep.
we drafted fucking Tim Couch. Oh, terrible.
Yep.
Still, I'd rather have Tim Couch than fucking Johnny Manziel. Fuck him. So, Raw... I actually thought it was a better Raw than we've had lately. Like, the last couple, we've been given, 2s and 3s?
Yeah.
They've been terrible.
3s,
This one I
4s.
thought was, somewhat decent.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah, it was pretty all right.
It's
Yeah,
you watch Raw, and I'm not completely mad, and, just, sometimes it's well, that was all right. But that's few and far in between that are even all right. I couldn't tell you. I have no recent memory at all of being that was an awesome Raw.
No.
It's been how many years has it been since at the end of the show you were excited about it as you are Lucha or something?
A decade and a half.
It's been a long time.
Since-
I'm at least luck out. I don't ever watch the full broadcast television version. I just watch the 90-minute Hulu version, so I at least get some of the nonsense trimmed out before I watch it.
Yeah, I watched I watched it without commercials, and then I watched the whole show. This week was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it wasn't as bad as it's been. Sometimes that's terrible to endure. I used to stream it live, and
Oh, God.
I felt like shit after that. Don't try to watch 3 hours of Raw with all the commercials and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I tried doing it for a while, a few years back, and like when they first went to 3 hours, and it didn't matter what was happening. Like by about midway through the second hour, I stopped watching. I just completely tuned out.
That's where the show pretty much drops off a cliff anyway.
Yeah.
You missed like the same match. You missed Roman Reigns and Kane and whatever for the last 3 months. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, the opening promo, which oddly wasn't that terrible. You know, I thought like Rollins did a pretty fair job with it, thinking himself and shit. That was pretty decent heel. I always hate seeing Triple H, so that sucks. You know, Ambrose, I guess he beat Sheamus. That was nice.
Yeah. Just to get the money in the bank.
On a distraction roll-up, of course.
Yeah. Seeing there's been a fucking whole lot of them lately here.
You can go to distractionrollup.com. There's actually a counter that counts how many distraction roll-ups have been on Raw this year.
Really? Do we have a number? Do we have an updated number?
It's surprisingly lower than you would think. It's actually only like 13 or something. You'd expect a lot more than it is.
Okay, Google. I'm Googling this shit. Live
When you listen recorded.
What is it? What is it called again?
DistractionRollup.com.
DistractionRollup.com.
It's run by Solo Monster.
Okay, Google.
It also has a link for you. What are you doing?
DistractionRollup.com.
Are you trying to use the voice with
Macho
Man voice? Yeah. You imagine how terrible it would be for the Macho Man. Like, you'd call it into, like, you know, to talk to Billing, say Billing. And, you know, you'd say it in there, it just wouldn't work. Like, the Macho Man trying to navigate fucking voice commanded shit would be great, man.
It would be hilarious.
Trying to tell his GPS shit and it just can't understand a word he says. There's a comedy skit in there for somebody on YouTube.
There you go. Yeah, make us proud.
At least Dean Ambrose won this. It was a nonsense match, really. Orton came out and whatever. R-Truth wins again. Beats Wade Barrett again.
Woo! I'm on the R-Truth wagon. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
You're just like not on the Barrett wagon.
Yeah, I'm not on the Barrett wagon, yeah.
So, you know, and like these matches were both pretty like that's the thing with Raw, there's so many, at least the pay-per-views have wrestling, you know? Like it has actual matches, whereas Raw is like 2-minute match, 1-minute match. Like there's no real actual like a good long match on Raw ever, really. So I think these were all just kind of nonsense. Owens, you know, awesome promo on the show.
Yeah.
He beat Ziggler. Ziggler came out. I don't know. That was pretty good. Ziggler like I said, I love his selling. So watching him sell for fucking Owens was pretty awesome. But I still don't know why. Ziggler with Lana, I still don't understand it.
Yeah, it's
they just gave up.
Pointless.
They just gave up. They're just like, I don't know, just do it. We don't know why either.
He's gonna leave soon. Rusev is out of work for a little while.
They always do that, dude. If you come into that company with a hot wife, they are gonna try to get somebody else to fuck her. I swear to God, that's their whole thing.
Yep.
We're gonna take your wife and we're gonna have her go with Ziggler, and she's gonna be kissing him all the time and shit. Like what? Like why? It's just not necessary, dude. Like that's his real life chick, man. I just think it's pointless. Like you see all that shit. Like when Lita fucking, you know, cheated on Matt Hardy to go with Edge, like for real.
Yeah.
There's many times where, you know, look at Triple H and Stephanie. They work together. They start fucking. It just happens, dude.
Yeah.
And especially Rusev. I guess you saw him on the stage the other night for the Dusty Rhodes tribute. I'm like, why is he there on crutches? Pointless, man. But yeah, man, I would rather be there on crutches than at home while my chick is out with fucking Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dolph Ziggler would fuck the shit out of your woman, dude.
Yeah, he would.
And he wouldn't feel bad about it either.
And he'd fuck her in like directions and shit that you'd never even thought about, dude.
Nothing Rusev could do anyway.
He would like do push-ups into her and shit, you know? Like, he'd fucking do like crazy one-arm push-ups into her fucking vag. You know? So yeah, that wouldn't be good. Kane, and Randy Orton. And then the same thing from earlier, then, like, just reverse. Sheamus comes out and interrupts the match.
Yep.
So, like, two nothing matches. Like, Kane announced it was a no-holds-barred match, and, like, I don't understand it, man. There was no good matches this week. Miz and Big Show, you know, he wins via countout, dude.
Yeah.
On Big Show,
Well, and
stupid.
just another thing, like,
How many?
even that when Sheamus came out in the Orton Kane match, it's like, okay, this is now a no holds barred match, or this is not. Why didn't you just say, okay, this is now a handicap match? You know, it's fucking. There's like little detail work like that they just completely fucking neglect, and it's insulting. It's like, how fucking dumb do you think I am?
Very. They do think
Apparently
they think
do,
you're very,
yeah.
As we've said before, man. That commercial that they had going, when this kid's like talks about how he works at Walmart and he almost quit because he was missing Raw, but now he got fucking Hulu. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a WWE fan.
Right.
I'm a fucking
That's
wrestling.
a shame.
It should that should be a shirt. That should be the first shirt that we have for this.
I'm a wrestling
for this
fan.
podcast. You know, just a shirt that says wrestling fan.
We should put a fucking in there. I'm a fucking wrestling fan.
Someone already in fucking China, those shirts are being printed off by children as we speak.
Go to fucking Raw in Minneapolis with seats right behind the fucking hard camera, like right. You'd see yourself on TV and shit, man.
Nice. Well, we are gonna get some logo shirts here in the future, so
yeah, we are.
Keep an eye out for. You get your very own Suplex City Limits shirt to wear and confuse people with.
Yep.
Brock had that pretty sweet Suplex City T-shirt of his own on Raw this week.
I would say he ripped us off, but we ripped him off, so I guess we can't. We already had that. Like, we had that exact thing as the Suplex City Limits logo, like, fucking right away, man.
Right away.
When we launched, we have, like, the Austin City Limits one, and that we ripped off from them. And we ripped off the name from him, don't get me wrong.
Oh, for sure.
But then, like, we had this sign that was like, you know, this exit it was exit off of Highway 420, of course.
Yeah, Highway 4, yeah. Exit 420, Suplex City Limits, yep.
Right, and then he had the shirt on, and I was like, yeah, touche, motherfucker. They are pretty cool, because I'm sure they sell the fuck out of those.
We would talk shit, but he's around here.
Yeah.
He is around here.
Yeah.
Like, if Brock Lesnar could just, like, hey, after we eat lunch, I'm going to go over and beat the fuck out of these guys.
I'm going to kill these guys with one fail swoop.
Yeah, with, like, bare fucking hands.
Yeah, he would pop my head off.
That's what I was thinking, dude. He would just crush your head with his hands.
No, he'd just wrap it.
I was at the mall here in Fargo a while back, and he turned up with fucking his wife and kids, and he's just a goddamn monster. Like, it's not a real person. I have to believe he's not a real person because he's just so fucking huge.
He's
genetically enhanced. Yeah, he's a farm boy, man.
Those fucking, you know, in this part of the country, man, there's a lot of those Nordic farm boys. You know, like they're fucking from Nordic descent, and they're just gigantic, man. Yeah, maybe not on that level, but you know,
he's a goddamn monster.
He is. I heard he's an asshole in person too. So.
He is. Yeah, I can't tell a story. I can't. No, that one was.
That's suffice to say he was an asshole.
He was probably it's top 5 on stories of assholes I've ever heard in my life, but I can't say nothing. No.
Oh.
It involves people's professions, and I'm not gonna. So
it came in somewhere. I bet. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. I want to press you as a pseudo journalist, but I'm not going to. A 2-on-1 handicap match. They called it a handicap match there. Why their Bellas? Oh, dude, we gotta go back to that promo before that, dude. You probably didn't have to watch the Page call all the divas together for a meeting backstage, you lucky fucker. But we did.
No, I did not have to see that.
I fast forwarded.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know who any of those chicks are. I'm like, okay, I knew like 2 of them. The rest of them, I'm like, who are these chicks, man? And basically, I don't know, trying to rally them against the Bellas, but I don't understand, like, how. I don't.
I think more importantly is like whether or not you understand. Do you care?
No.
Right.
Well, that's a fair point. I really. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Machine Gun Kelly comes out to perform. I didn't know who this guy was on the pay-per-view. It's like Machine Gun Kelly. I'm like, they say it like you're supposed to know who he is.
I've heard his name before.
He was on. He was one of the musical guests for WrestleMania a couple of years ago, or something, or maybe it was a SummerSlam or something. Did something where he was with John. He did some sort of musical introduction for John.
Was
Cena.
that when they?
think
Was
he
that
worked
when
on that
when they came down in the fucking gangster mobile? And it was before. This was long ago, like 04, 05 maybe.
No, this would have been just like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
It might have been a SummerSlam because there were 2 different musical performances. I think it was Machine Gun Kelly and there was one other person. I don't fucking remember. It doesn't really matter.
I'm sick of corny little fucking white boy rappers, dude. I'm just so sick of it. Like
I'm just sick of terrible rappers being popular. It's like there's like so many guys who are so much better at this than you are.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I just, like, if you're going to be a white rapper, you have to be fucking really good or have a creative take on it, you know? Like, I even give something like MC Chris a pass. Because, like, he's going a different way
I like MC
with it,
Chris,
you know?
Yep.
Or Atmosphere from this neck of the woods out of Minneapolis. Like,
Right.
they go for they go a different route. Even, like, I don't like the Cottonmouth Kings, but you could say them. They take, like, a different approach. But when you come out and try to, like act like you're black, it's just, I don't know, it's offensive to me as a white person. That has to be offensive to black people, is it not? And it's just this scrawny little shit, you know, wearing like a Rolling Stones shirt. You know, the kid probably knows nothing about the fucking Rolling Stones, and it's got like a big hole in the side of it.
Right.
You know, like he probably paid $150 for that Rolling Stones shirt with a hole in it, dude. If you think he wore that shirt long enough to put a hole in it, you're fucking mistaken.
Yeah. You got that shirt that day.
I just, like, music and wrestling.
Got it out of his older brother's fucking drawer.
Yeah, like live music with wrestling. The only way I like it is on Lucha, where they have a band kind of play in the show, you know, and sometimes after a commercial break, there'll be a band playing.
Right.
You know, I'm okay with that, but are they trying to they're trying to make Owens a heel, but really I think that all this did was make him more face.
Yeah.
You know? Like everybody I saw was like, fuck, that was awesome.
I liked it.
Like people were so happy to see this, you know, this kid get smashed.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes fucking Road Warriors style and no-sells it. He's walking away 10 seconds later, the guy's being walking away.
Yeah.
And I thought the sell of it was dumb. Let him lay there and go to commercial. Don't, like, he just gets up 10 seconds later. And
I read something that Owens publicly apologized for powerbombing. Maybe did he hurt?
Well, he sent out a tweet at like 2:00 in the morning after Raw. That was, I don't remember the exact wording of it, but it was very clearly like I've been required to do this sort of thing.
Because, well, I guess like a lot of dumb fucking people who don't know about wrestling think it was real or what. But why would you apologize? Like, it's in storyline he did. I don't understand. I didn't understand that.
It's like a storyline apology.
A sarcastic one, at least.
Yeah, like a Triple H and Stephanie made me send out this tweet that says I'm sorry about doing this.
But I'm not impressed by the bump either, dude. If you want to impress me, take it in the ring. I mean, fucking Mae Young at 152 years old took that spot from Bubba Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was impressed when, you know, a 200-year-old woman took it, but
it wasn't even like they're like he powerbombed him off the stage. Well, it was sort of a power bomb. He picked him up and then he lightly dropped him.
Yeah, on a bunch of pads.
Yeah. On a bunch of pads so bouncy that they couldn't find a camera angle to show you the landing from, so they just never did.
Eric Bischoff took a better like hard bump than that, dude.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
I thought that sucked. And then also another reason you don't put people like this in fucking wrestling who don't understand the business. He goes on Twitter, and this is his direct tweet, @FightOwensFight. Did you take the belt for best cheap shot home tonight? Please hit harder next time. That was chump change. And then little laughing faces. like, dude, you couldn't sell it. He had to he had to get his heat back with his fucking fans or what? I just think it's stupid.
Yeah,
you don't tell them ahead of time. Like, don't you shouldn't have to even say it. It should be common sense. Yeah. You don't go on Twitter like an hour later and like, oh, that was fucking pussy shit. Dumb.
Yeah, it's they're just obsessed with this idea of, I don't know, somewhere along the line they just became obsessed with this idea of being a complete pop culture entity and not just like an element of pop culture. And it's like, man, just be a wrestling company.
They don't like it. They don't want to
they
be
hate
in
it.
business, man. They're embarrassed. They're embarrassed to have a wrestling company. I think Vince has always felt that way.
It's so sad. It's tragic.
If there was a way for them to take wrestling out of their name, they'd fucking do it. But what else are you going to put for that second W?
Oh, for sure.
That's the thing. That's why they do all these other things, is they don't really want to be a wrestling company. So, and they're barely
also,
are.
One, like aside, speaking of the Machine Gun Kelly angle here, like the side benefits you get of that, just like the side absurdities, like when he took that power bomb, the commentators are all like, he's not even a superstar, and it's like, what the fuck did you just say? It's like just say he's not a wrestler, but he's like, the wrestling is just fucking anathema as a word for them. So he's like, Machine Gun Kelly's not even a superstar.
That's the little things that piss me off. Yeah, you can't say wrestling. You can't say belt. You can't say
dumb.
Belt, dude, because a belt's
so
something that holds up your pants.
It's championship.
Yep.
It's stupid, dude. The fact that wrestling is like, you can't even use it. It's in your fucking name, and nobody can say it on the show.
Yeah, your premier event every year is called WrestleMania.
If he could change that, he would.
Oh, for
he
sure.
probably hates that he called it that.
Yeah, he regrets it.
I bet he does. He needs to just go away, dude. They just need to take him out back already.
I accepted a long time ago that at least primary main roster WWE product wasn't ever really gonna change until Vince is finally gone.
I mean, I've been really thinking about it lately. I would propose that WWE's like, I don't know that it's ever been really that great. I don't know if I ever thought it was the best product ever in the history of its existence.
I think there was a period for about a couple of years, I would say maybe from like 97 to 99, where it was really fucking good.
Yeah. The Attitude Era was really good, but
I don't disagree with you. Like overall, like in the 80s and the early 90s, I was always, like even like the early WCW, like the Jim Herd years were fucking terrible, but I was always more of a Southern wrestling, NWA, AWA kind of guy even.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. That's both of us as well. Like more, I would rather watch like fucking. To me, I think like Starrcade '85 is a better fucking card than WrestleMania.
Right.
Like way better. A lot of the Starrcades, honestly, are better than WrestleMania.
Weirdly enough, like a big part of it for me is like even as a kid when I was growing up watching wrestling, like even as a kid, 10, 11, 12 years old, like some of the over-the-top gimmicks on WWF stuff just were so stupid. I keep thinking about the goddamn gobbledygooker, and it's like, this is the thing I actually thought was going to work. And even at like 11 years old, I was like, this is the stupidest fucking thing. It's just, why can't somebody's gimmick just be that they're like, everybody's gimmick should just be we're wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's and then like just be a personality on top of that, and it'll work.
Well, that's the gobbledygooker's my favorite because it's like, hey, we signed a super amazing fucking Mexican wrestler, Hector.
We're gonna
put.
We're gonna put him in a fucking turkey suit and have him come out of a fucking egg.
When I think of the worst shit ever, I think of things like Max Moon.
Yeah,
and
man.
shit like that. 1993. That 1992, 93 era, like fucking. Oh yeah. One of our old shows, one of the first, maybe episode 2 or 3. If you want to go back, we do talk about a lot of some of the worst gimmicks of all time for listeners. Check that out. We still got to do part 2.
We can do some matches too, some gimmick matches.
Oh god, WCW 2001, dude. That's what I'm doing research, man.
I started watching some Nitros from '96 on there.
Do you notice how they still haven't added? So they add the Attitude Era Raw, but they won't put the main run of Nitro is still not on the network.
Because they don't want it to
right.
Because it's gonna come out that gets more fucking views than the Attitude Era.
I feel like that's why there's no '80s AWA. Right? I feel like because if they put that on there, people are gonna watch this and go, "Holy shit, this is way better than WWF was."
Right.
No shit. Right?
So, I still don't understand that. Like, why there's no '97 and beyond '96 fucking Nitro. There's some of the NWO forming stuff, but there's no the rest of it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Whatever. There's so much wrestling that's just not on there. They own GWF. They own fucking everything. I started watching some. If you look in the Vault section, there's some world class wrestling in there. Holy shit, that's awesome. Fucking weird, man. Some early '80s Texas wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of Von Erichs.
A lot of fucking
fat '70s wrestlers and shit. Pretty awesome. But yeah, so you had Neville and the Primetime Players and the New versus the New Day. Well, that was an awesome match. Actually, that was the match of the night for me. There's some good fun spots in there. I like the Primetime Players are kind of like Kid and Cesaro in the sense that they get tag team wrestling. They do a lot of double team moves and shit. Even the New Day really doesn't seem to do many of those.
Not a whole lot, I've noticed. Yeah, you're right.
With Kid and Cesaro, that was my favorite thing about that tag team. Was you could tell that they were getting together and being okay, what can we do? Let's try this move. Let's do this. And I like a lot of fucking double team moves and tag team wrestling. So the Primetime Players are doing a lot of that shit. Even dumb ones where Neville jumps over one of them to the outside and shit. I don't know. It didn't make any serve no point, but it was it's still kind of cool. This guy can so easily clear the top rope. He can jump over a dude and then do it.
Yeah, that guy's insane.
I still feel like he should have worn a mask though. But that's probably just because I'm a huge nerd for masked Japanese and Mexican wrestlers. Just wait. Well, I forgot to mention earlier too. We got a Hall of Fame tonight as well. But once we get a lot of the no-brainer fucking people out, let the procession of masked Hall of Famers.
Let the flood of masked wrestlers.
I can't wait to get past this point of all of the we got to put in all these guys. And like I said this week, it felt like I was we got to put this guy in. There's no way around.
He goes in. No one.
Versus I'm way more excited to put in weird guys.
I felt awesome. Pressed to do what I did last week because of
somebody commented on our Facebook. He's jokingly, he's oh, you should have put in Heenan before Cornette. I don't disagree with him, but it's on the fly. So it is.
Right.
Once we get past all of these, then masked wrestlers like a motherfucker. And then you had the final. The whole spot, the reappearance of Lesnar. Yep. So that was cool. I thought Rollins oversold being afraid.
I thought he did a good job. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he would even look him in
Lesnar
the eyes.
Lesnar got a fucking huge pop. They did kind of fuck up the timing. I thought a little bit there. I don't know. It was either what I thought is the pressure, after Triple H said the pressure's on, then fucking Lesnar's music should have hit right then and there instead of fucking the stupid how long was that, 10 seconds or so?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking that was
probably they're like William Shatner pregnant pauses. It's ridiculous.
But I thought I was just kind of thinking to myself, maybe that was Lesnar just being an asshole behind stage. Like not in the what they call that, like right before you go out. They call that like the grilla.
Oh,
Yeah.
Grilla.
Yeah, grill.
Like he wasn't
It's,
there yet or something, or he was just like getting there. He's just being a dick somehow.
Or, which is more likely, that even though they've been doing this show for fucking, 20 years, they still suck at doing it. Their production team still sucks.
Yeah. But
As you see, they sat there and they even kind of looked and like, why can't that
probably
guy? Oh, one guy, that's his whole job. Hit the music. It probably did, and it probably started loading or something real quick, like a loading thing, like, oh, fuck.
oh shit, forgot to update.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I mean, obviously, fucking thrilled to have Brock back. I guess what I liked the most about it is he comes back, so everybody's expecting Heyman to have something to say, and Heyman didn't say shit.
yeah.
They just like they brought Brock back, and Paul was there, but the no words, nothing. He's just there. And that guy is just a fucking force. He's such an incredible presence. There aren't many guys that I get excited about watching anymore, and he's definitely one of them.
And even seeing Heyman was awesome. Like, Heyman did nothing, and I was still, like,
I
watching.
like Heyman. I'm a big Heyman
he's,
fan.
He's
I thought there was little things were cool, how they had Lesnar walk all the way around the ring before he fucking leapt up to the apron. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really good. So, you're just going to be getting what? Has that been announced then? Is Lesnar and Rollins at the pay-per-view?
Yeah, Lesnar and Rollins at Battleground is the plan.
I'm really afraid because they have 5 weeks to book this. Not even the usual 4 that they can't book, but 5. I think it's going to be brutal. I bet Raw coming into this pay-per-view is going to be really bad. Because they don't know how to... They can barely write a 2-week thing, much less a 4-week one.
Right.
They were like, oh, we like this every 2 weeks thing because it's way easier. I feel like their writing staff is like the worst shit ever. I don't know how they're writing. You watch the show and there's very little things actually.
It's like you said, man. Like it's gonna get stale and they're gonna add more ingredients to it. It's gonna be 7 guys in there again in a ladder match, in a caged ladder match.
Oh Jesus! Don't give them any ideas.
Maybe they'll bring back that thing from WCW where it's like a slightly smaller cage on top of a cage.
Oh God, the Tower.
No, there was a 3rd cage, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, there was. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 stages. Yeah, 3 cages, one on top of one on top of one. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's that death period of WCW. That is so ludicrous that it's actually super fun to watch, man. Because it's like, look at this shit. What? Fucking, who's better than Canyon? Takes a fucking bump off of it onto the walkway.
Ouch.
That's pretty impressive.
Ouch is all I have to say.
But yeah, the fact that Canyon was in that match shows how few headliners they had at that time. Who, Jarrett as well?
How many guys did they have in there? 8?
I don't even recall.
I want to say,
terrible.
yeah, Jarrett was in there. Luger? No, Luger was out by then.
The whole David Arquette thing is just oh, WCW. It was
ruins
fun.
Everything. Hashtag WCW ruins everything.
Mm-hmm. I have the excuse me.
Excuse
what
you.
happened on Impact? I didn't watch Impact. No one does.
What? Watch what?
Oh, Impact. It's this wrestling show.
What's wrestling?
After you turn off Ring of Honor, it's on. It's that little, 10 seconds of it at the end of your Ring of Honor DVD.
Oh, okay.
It's another wrestling show. Okay. It's not good.
I thought it was a sitcom.
So yeah. Anyway, I was looked at it and I was like, none of this is even worth fucking mentioning. Because they're going to be gone in September, so what's the point?
Skipping Impact.
And I don't even...
Impact out of the repertoire.
NXT, which, it's like, I think that's what's for the more old school fans, like people like us. I think NXT is like, here, you can have this. Although I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it currently, but
it's not perfect, but like it definitely has so many things going for it that the other, like the main roster product doesn't. Like, so many positive things. I think by and large, like, my favorite thing about NXT is that you don't have the fucking, like, the primary heel force is not like the general manager. You know, it's not William Regal or the office authority figure.
Yeah, agreed.
He's there and he's a character and he participates, but like, he's not that. And also, like, it's 1 hour once a week. It takes, like, there's very few people, I guess I should say. I shouldn't say nobody. There's a couple of them, but there's very few people on the NXT roster that I'm sick of seeing already, because you don't get every single person every single week. But yeah, it's just it's so superior to what they're doing on the main roster. And like I said, it's not without its problems, but it's definitely my go-to WWE show these days.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah. I think it's tough right now because Zayn is out, and Tommy is out, and Owens is kind of gone, and
right.
Like last week's show, I thought was the worst episode of NXT I've seen in a long time. Like, it was just all enhancement talent match, squash matches, the whole show, man.
Right.
Even Joe had basically a squash match at the end. I was like, wow, this is...
Yeah.
Like, you're light on talent right now due to injuries, and then you've got, like, dudes like Uha Nation, who's... what are you doing with him right now? Like, he doesn't need anything. A lot of those guys, Uha Nation doesn't need shit. Put him in there.
That's actually, I guess, who Johnny Gargano wrestled at the most recent set of tapings. Is Uha Nation made his debut.
Oh,
and I guess they're going with that name now. They're not giving him a different name. They're at least going with Uha Nation to start out with. But yeah, so they're finally doing something there.
Okay.
But
yeah, we don't want to spoil it for.
Right on.
No, this is a no spoil podcast.
Oh,
no,
shit.
you didn't spoil anything. I'm glad that he's going to be fucking coming up.
People don't listen this long.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They've given up already. But yeah, Uha Nation doesn't need shit. A lot of those guys they get in there don't need anything. Just put them in there.
Right.
And I'm glad that they're sticking him with that name too. Like, he was over his shit when they showed him in the crowd after he signed.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They haven't said his name for this whole time either. They just show him. Because I think they were like, what are we going to call him? And like, when they showed him on camera, it's ooh-ha. Just call him that.
Yeah, it's tailor-made. It's ready to go.
That's like going to a restaurant and ordering some fucking dish created by a chef and then like, do you guys have any ketchup? No, just eat it. It's delicious already. Just eat it.
Right.
You don't need ketchup.
Trust this guy. He's good. It'll be fine.
Right? Yeah, if you thought you needed a sauce, there'd be a sauce on there. You especially don't need ketchup. So yeah, just put them on. But this week you had the return of Mojo Rawley. Or was that last week?
That was last week.
Oh, that was last week. I hate that guy.
Yeah, I can do without him.
This week you had Enzo and Cassidy. Are they called Port Authority? Is that a thing? The notes that I have for the show say Port Authority. And then in parentheses there. So is that what they're called?
I'm not sure.
I haven't heard that either.
It's weird. I don't know what. Maybe this website just does that. They had like a mixed tag match with them and Carmella. They went against the Ass Fuck Twins and Alexa Bliss. I still don't like the Ass Fuck Twins. Man.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
I love we have names for everybody. I forgot we didn't mention that. I guess we didn't mention the Faces of Queer.
The Ascension. Faces of Queer.
I don't know. It's just this. So Alexa Bliss's gimmick is basically she's just like she's getting finger cuffed by these dudes all the time, right?
Yeah, I guess they split fuck her. I guess.
Like, that's pretty much, it seems to me like that's like the whole gimmick was there were these two dudes and they were both trying to bang Carmella and they couldn't make it happen. And then Alexa Bliss stepped in and said, oh yeah, spit roast me and then we'll all be like superstars together.
Alexa Bliss is one of the hotter chicks in WWE.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong.
I'm
You're
a fan.
not wrong.
I'm a fan of the thick thighs on that one. But it's been
She's,
established that Carmella doesn't, in story, doesn't fuck either of those guys. You know, like early on they were trying to get with her, and she'd always shut them
Right.
down. You know, Enzo and Cass. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing that's an Alexa Bliss. It would make sense if that she's with the Aston twins then. I don't understand those guys. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, like, I feel like this has been going forever. Like, why don't they just put the belts on Enzo and Cass already? They've been building it for fucking ever. They've done matches every which way possible. It's like, just do it already.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about Enzo and Cass. Like I always say, I don't like the intro. I don't like the promo on the ramp. Once they get in the ring, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I could do without just, like, there was a point where I sort of enjoyed the intro, but now it's just like, okay, I've seen him do it about 57 times, and I don't need to see it ever again. But when he gets away from it and he just starts talking, then yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh, I like the in the ring thing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and the soft thing is like, whatever, I don't mind. It almost has a little bit of a, you know, of a New Age Outlaws sort of vibe to it, you know?
Right.
Enzo kind of reminds me of the Road Dogg in that, like, he's not a great wrestler. He's just good on a microphone and serviceable in the ring.
Right.
But it's not near as awesome as that. You know, like you said, you're sick of it, but, like, I still to this day am not sick of, oh, you didn't know? You know, that'll get me every time forever.
Right, and I think the difference is like a big difference with that is like that's just like a couple of quick lines, whereas like the thing that Enzo does is like this whole long fucking diatribe.
It's like, and you can't teach that. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's just I'm over it. It was neat for a while, but I'm fucking over it for sure.
I think they'll be getting the belts here eventually off of.
I hope so. I think they're a decent team. I'd like to see what they can do with them.
I think it's anything's more interesting than the Ass Fuck Twins.
Yeah, no shit.
Charlotte's wrestled, I don't know, Cassie, whoever that is, abysmal. That other chick sucks, man. She's got a long way to go. And I think that's so dumb. It's like you got Charlotte, who's great. She's better than like any of the main card chicks, and she's down here with a completely green girl just wrestling.
Yeah, she's doing frickin' enhancement matches with a brand new talent. It's like, what are you doing?
And
it's just insanity.
And not even somebody who's good enough to be an enhancement talent, really.
Right.
You know? Honestly. It's not like she was a good, you know, like there were awesome enhancement guys, you know, who can go out and work a match and do it, but like this chick is terrible. She had that really slow, very hesitating before everything that so many women seem to have. That seems to be the biggest difference between terrible and good with women, you know, is that like crisp speed, boom, doing a move quick, not this like where they stop kind of for half a second and then like, you know, do everything.
Yeah.
Chick was bad.
Yeah, she was real bad.
Charlotte went with the figure eight. That's a pretty cool move still.
I like it.
But I think that's why she's not there. It's like she came up to the main card. You make people like Nikki Bella look fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely.
You know, this chick who can not only work but is like a fucking tall, strong fucking woman, man.
Oh yeah, she. Well, and that's the other thing that like when I first saw her working, I was like, okay, like this I can handle because like with somebody like AJ Lee, I don't think it's clearly like it's entirely my own prejudices, but it's like I can't buy like 5'1", 110 pounds as an ass kicker. I can't.
I don't think she's good either. There's a lot of people who are like, when she quit, like, oh, hashtag thank you AJ. Like,
yeah, I didn't think she was.
If you ask me. I think it was mostly just dudes who thought she was hot. You know.
Yeah, probably. But like Charlotte, like I believe her, and like she's a believable female wrestler. You know, she's believable as somebody who would just fuck you up if need be.
Yeah, and I really like Becky Lynch lately too, man. She's
Becky Lynch, dude. That match with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks at the last NXT special is like one of my top matches of the year so far. That match was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens if you get 3 chicks.
Right?
Who can work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever would have guessed.
Those are the 3, I would say, right? I don't think. I mean, Bailey, I guess, would be the other one who can work.
Yeah.
There.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how
but those are
Bailey's
definitely-
gimmick would ever work on the main card though. I guess it's something for fucking 10-year-old girls,
Right.
which sadly is a portion of my fan base. Oh my god, they're already probably like, oh, we can sell fucking Bailey wristbands and shit. You ever look at what kind of shit they sell on the WWE store? I like to go to the clearance section and you see all the things that failed that didn't sell. It's really fucking weird, dude. Some weird fucking nonsense in there.
I think the last time I visited the WWE online store was back when they started selling that Sin Cara t-shirt that looked like a giant gold dick.
Yeah, dude. That was great, man. Recently they stopped selling, Becky Lynch had a shirt that said Last Kicker.
Yeah.
And they stopped selling it in men's shirts now, and kids. Now only women
Oh,
in
really?
sizes.
What?
Yeah, they're like, oh, dudes can't wear this shirt.
That's dumb. I would wear that shirt.
Just a shirt that says Last Kicker.
Yeah, sure, why not? I think it would be hilarious for a man of my fat to wear a shirt like that.
A man of my fat. Oh, there was something else I saw this week here. Oh, here we go. It's kind of on just dumb shit about WWE. Naomi revealed on Twitter that she can no longer use the term slay anymore because her move is called the Slay Mission.
Okay.
She cannot be calling it that anymore. She needs to get a new name because they don't want her to. Or no, I guess it's not her. Is it? It's not her. It's the other chick, Tamina or whatever. So yeah, they taken Slay. You can't have Slay in your name anymore.
What?
It's too
That's
offensive.
so dumb.
It's too offensive.
Oh,
Lame.
God.
Yeah, it was super fucking lame, right? Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. I mean, I didn't expect anything from this. Obviously, you're not
Right.
going to get some barn burner, this
Oh,
fast.
right. Yeah. This is the tease.
So, I don't know, man. I don't think Joe he hasn't shown me anything yet. Now, granted, he had one match, which was kind of an enhancement match, and then this match with Owens, but he hasn't really shown me anything yet, to be honest. I don't know.
I thought, like you said, I didn't expect anything real serious from the match itself. I thought the huge pull apart brawl after the match was fucking fantastic on both of their parts. But
no, I thought it was good too. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think a lot of the situation with Joe is probably they're just because of the nature of the deal that they've got with him. Like he's just, they're sort of hesitant, not exactly how sure, what exactly they want to do with him or how far they want to take things. But
I think his deal's exclusive now. I know he's working his last Ring of Honor show.
yeah, they like this set of TV tapings was before they relocked him into that exclusive deal. So I figure that's probably a part of it.
Yeah, I wonder if you'll ever see him on the main card, though. I just don't see it.
I don't know, man. It's what would you do with him? Frankly, what would you do with him up there? But so yeah, I don't know that I necessarily see him going up there either. But I'm certainly looking forward to what they're gonna do with him now that they've got him locked down into that more exclusive deal.
When we get the Owens and Joe match, it should be pretty good.
Oh yeah. It'll definitely be a badass match.
I can't imagine he can give Owens the muscle buster without fucking breaking him in half.
Oh God, I
guess so.
I don't know, but I certainly want to see him try.
Yeah, I'd watch that for that. Yeah.
So, that should be pretty sweet. I thought it was a really good fucking, like you said, pull apart brawl. One of the better ones they've done.
Yeah, they were great.
And it kind of puts a period on, like we say, with NXT having pretty sensible storylines for the most part.
Right. Well, yeah, and then like I said, at the end of the brawl, when Owens is finally going away, he threw some elbows and knocked out some security guards and shit, and you kind of pile that on top of his taking a swing at Regal earlier, and if they do end up doing something with him being stripped of the title, then at least
they've sort of logically set that up in a great way. So
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Yeah, and then you said Uha Nation coming up, so should be good.
Yes.
I guess we didn't give. I guess we forgot to score Raw, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh well.
well.
do you really need to score Raw?
No. NXT pretty good though.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
I dug it. Holy shit. My fucking all my shit just went crazy on me. I have all this stuff set up, and now it's trying to be goofy with me. Ring of Honor. Did you? I thought we can just kind of go through, just go over the show.
Yeah, it's entertaining. I like the show.
I really do. It's like my number 2 show behind Lucha, as far as like, I'm stoked on Wednesdays to watch both of these shows, and NXT I watch as well. I like it, but not as much.
Save that till Thursday.
Yeah, well, I definitely try to watch it. I don't want to watch it directly after either of these because it's not. I don't like to mix up my shit. I like to have my main course, and Lucha's my main course. So,
Right.
it's like my steak, and Ring of Honor's my baked potato. And, I don't know. I guess NXT is like my veg.
Your vag?
No, my
vag?
veg.
What?
It is my vagina. Yes. Yeah, Decade versus War Machine. Why aren't these War Machine dudes in the Wyatt family, dude? Like, both of those guys. Those guys are fucking awesome, dude. I've never seen them. We just started watching this now since it went to Destination
How
America.
did these guys slip through the cracks, man?
I dig it, man. 2 giant guys with beards, like.
Oh yeah, they're intense. They were on the Ring of Honor show that I saw down in the Twin Cities a while back. I believe it was. I think they had a tag team match with the Briscoes, and it was just they're legit. They know exactly what they're doing.
Fuck yeah! I thought like both of them could be
Right,
family members.
Yeah.
That's immediately
They're
what I thought.
monstrous dudes too. They're both just. It's like the one is big and the other one's fucking bigger. It's insane.
Yeah, dude. I thought that was pretty awesome. They did the thing where they put Colby Carino in again. They've been kind of running with that storyline of they make Steve Carino's little scrawny ass 18-year-old kid fucking go on the match and get smashed.
Jesus.
He's like 130 pounds at best.
Right.
And he just gets fucking smashed. Like, dude, he got a gut buster, a power bomb, backbreaker, just fucking. They just destroy this kid. It was pretty awesome. I did dig all of that, man. Then Moose. And versus Cedric Alexander. No, it's like the first time I saw Cedric Alexander since we started covering the show. But he's good as fuck. And
Yeah, Cedric's really good.
he won this match and gave Moose his first loss. So, I guess it sounded like this guy might be back now, Cedric Alexander. Maybe he was away with an injury, or I'm not sure, but he came back and gave Moose his first loss. So they're booking him strong.
That Moose, I like that Moose though, but yeah, it was crazy to see him go over on him.
Yeah, I like Moose as well. Cedric Alexander is fucking awesome, man. He definitely had a lot of like really good spots, really tight in the ring.
For sure.
I thought it was really good. Won by pinfall. Dude, this next match, this is my favorite match on the card, dude. You had ACH and Matt Sydal versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tetsuya Naito.
Oh,
Those guys
Jesus.
are fucking great,
Yep.
man. The one dude with his, like, he pulls his eyes open, like, when he looks at the crowd and shit. Like, to mock white people, I can imagine. Or not white people, but
American.
I thought it was awesome. And they come out, they're very 80s. Like, I fucking dig it, man. I like that Ring of Honor works with New Japan and does this whole string of shows. Last week we got Jushin Thunder Liger. That was fucking awesome.
It was.
Right.
I like when companies work together. You know, that was like a lot of why I got into Japanese wrestling ever, like back in the day with WCW when they'd book like Chono and, Liger, Muda, all those guys. Like, I fucking dig that. So I think the mashup of Ring of Honor and New Japan is fucking excellent. And I thought that match was super fun, man. Those dudes come out like very glam rock, both of the Japanese dudes.
Oh yeah, well, and Tanahashi is he's kind of banged up these days, but I mean he was the New Japan ace for several years, and he's fucking great.
Yep.
Yeah. He's huge over there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the thing with these, you know, it's cool to see like, you know, Liger too last week. I was like, this guy's a fucking huge star.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's cool that someone's utilizing those guys.
Oh, by the way, do you know who? Did you hear who Jushin Thunder Liger's favorite Ring of Honor wrestler right now is?
Who's that?
Dude.
Oh no shit! Awesome.
Yeah, man, he's just in love with Cheeseburger, and it's so fucking
that's
funny.
fucking great.
The little promo they had where he gave him a pep talk before his match last week.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, dude. He comes backstage and gives him like a little, you know, pep talk. It was pretty fun.
Oh, that's great.
I had no idea, man. I was like, what the fuck am I watching here? What is with this guy? He's got a cheeseburger up on the screen and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he's different, but again, I think that's part of what's great about it. Is it's unique, it's different. It's not the same shit you've seen a zillion times.
Yeah, and they're very too on the point of like no nonsense angles, you know.
Right.
And like I said, that was why that first episode where they came to Destination America, they succeeded over Impact because like you could immediately what's going on. You know who this guy is. You know why he's here. TNA, I jumped in on it and I was like, what is happening? You know, like, dude, James Storm, like, kills a bitch in front with a train. I'm like, what is happening, dude? This makes no sense.
And think about that, like Ring of Honor as a brand new product comes in and immediately makes sense, whereas TNA, something that you've kind of been keeping an eye on for, you know, months, if not years, like that doesn't make sense, but the brand new thing makes perfect sense. It's just...
Yeah.
TNA needs to. They needed to be gone before Destination America even picked them up.
Yeah, and it's like, well, those guys are going to lose jobs. Let someone else will start another company, and it'll the circle of life, man.
Right.
It's not going to be GWF either.
Well, apparently nobody's actually getting paid for their work anyway. So what difference does it make?
Yeah, I mean, there are some good workers in Impact. I don't know where they'll go after this, but I'm sure they'll go to Ring of Honor. Some will go to Lucha, and it'll work itself out.
For sure.
And then somebody else can try to start another company. TNA is beyond the point of resuscitation at this point.
Absolutely.
Then you had just the contract signing with Jay Lethal, and the Briscoes came out. I guess this happened yesterday. I don't have the results of the show.
I have the results of the show.
Did you watch the show?
I did not. A friend of mine saw it and let me know how the main event went.
Yeah, what happened with that? I didn't even look it up, actually.
Oh, do you want to know?
I'm never going to be able to watch it, really, I don't think.
Oh, okay. Well, Jay Lethal is the new champ.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, when I saw them, when I saw Ring of Honor live, and this is the other thing that I love is Ring of Honor live events matter. You know, like if you now, granted, the most recent one I saw was also a TV taping, but even the first Ring of Honor show I went to was strictly a house show. But their house shows matter. Like even if it's not going to be on TV, what happens there means something.
Yeah.
And I saw Lethal and who did he wrestle? I think it was Jay Lethal and Jay Briscoe, and they had a hell of a match. But yeah, Jay Lethal is fucking incredible, and it's definitely his time.
Why is he not in WWE?
I wish I knew. I think probably just because he worked for TNA for so long, and
also
then after he left. Well, yeah, but I think after that, like, well, I mean, obviously now he's probably contracted to ROH. Oh, yeah. I imagine if he had, he probably could have come up at some point. Maybe when his contract is over now, they might be in a position to bring him up. But then after this whole thing with Steen and what their position there is, I don't know. It makes no sense. Jay Lethal is fucking incredible.
He is, dude. He's fantastic. He should be the champ. I think he makes way more sense as the champ. So. I just want to be able to watch him wrestle on the show, hopefully, because we got to see him. It's just been like all this build up for this pay-per-view, and like I said, they have like 300,000 people watch the show, and then they sell like, I don't know, 5,000-10,000 pay-per-views. So like, what's the point at the end of the day? You know,
Right.
nobody really. I mean, not many people get those. I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit and watch it on my computer. I'm good. But that's cool that they did put it on him, and
For sure.
he made a reference to Black Machismo. I thought that was pretty awesome. that pissed him off pretty well. Although I thought that was actually awesome. That more than that, I actually liked when he did the flare thing.
Oh, the flare thing's fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was. He has an incredible talent for imitation.
That's one of my favorite things that to ever happen in wrestling is like him and Flair, that fucking where they're arguing, they're both like elbow dropping their jackets and they get
The woo off, yeah. That's my line. No, that's my line. That's my line.
It's super good.
It's one of my favorites.
Top three, yeah, in the top three things that's ever happened in wrestling for me.
The first time I saw that, I fucking died laughing. Granted, it was way after the fact on YouTube because who watches Impact? But
Oh god, yeah.
Lucha Underground, show of the week always, in my opinion.
All night long match.
Yep.
Yeah.
All night long.
One match for the entire hour. What a ridiculous, awesome idea. Like, that's balls to say our whole hour episode is going to be one match.
That's ballsy.
And then the way they did it was amazing, dude. I mean, to me, it's match of the year, right? It's
So far.
Is it not? I think it surpasses the fucking casket match that Lucha had as match of the year.
I don't know, that casket match was fucking pretty fucking tight, though, man.
Great grave consequences.
That casket, yeah.
That was fun. Dude, this match was insanity, and I thought the way they booked it was really awesome as well.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't had a chance to see any of the Lucha Underground stuff, but I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I'm looking forward to. I think the most interesting thing to me about it is just like the way that. Aside from obviously the matches and everything, like all the backstage stuff is all just like it's like produced like more like a legitimate TV show, and I'm curious to see how all the production and everything builds together. Like I'm hoping to find it. I don't know if season 1 will make its way to Netflix or anything at any point, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting caught up on it.
dude. It's the way it's filmed. It's almost like you're watching a kung fu movie or like a
grind.
grindhouse.
Right. Yeah,
It's
that's what I've
Robert
heard.
Rodriguez, man. He produces it. So,
Yeah.
it's gonna be.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting a chance to check it out. But yeah, I hear nothing but great things about that product.
Dude, and the storylines are fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's like one guy's he's a dragon, like legit. Like he flies.
Right. Yeah, and like guys
in shit
from like
and-
some dude who's like an alien from outer space.
No,
or
he's from the
something.
cosmos.
Yeah,
From
He's
the
from the
cosmos.
cosmos.
yeah. Or King Cuerno, the hunter. He comes out with a fucking deer head on top of
Yep.
his head.
Oh, that's
You know,
fantastic.
One guy, Mil Muertes, has been killed and resurrected.
Yep.
Somebody got killed on the fucking episode a couple weeks ago.
A
man.
sacrifice.
A sacrifice to a creature, and a creature we've been waiting to see since October.
Yeah,
and, like
I've
blood spraying, gory fucking death.
that's what I heard. And
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous.
That's the thing, and it's adult. Like, it's adult in that shit. The matches are fucking violent, and there's no censoring of language. Like it's fucking full of obscenity. The fucking announcers curse.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I hear Vampiro as commentator on that is just something to be
Yep.
seen.
I love the
He
commentary.
got in the ring a couple fucking weeks back too. Didn't do anything, but he got in the ring.
Yeah, we'll see about that in the future. But yeah, man, and they booked it. WWE. If you see what do they call it, an Iron Man match, I guess.
Right.
One guy gets one, the other guy gets one, and then right towards the end, somebody gets the third. Right.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
this one went.
They booked this one 4-1. Mundo was up 4-1 at
Yep.
one point.
Yeah, didn't I heard, like, wasn't there a spot, like, at one point where he's, like, whacked the dude in the head with, like, a crowbar or
Yeah,
something?
you know.
He hits him with a crowbar, knocks him completely
Oh,
out.
did you see the crowbar though? How fake the crowbar was, you guys? That was like, it was like a foam crowbar. It like bent, like it bent where he was holding it. It was so fucking.
Oh yeah, no, it was terrible.
It was terribly. It was.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't matter because it was still awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, like we always say about this show. They get away with so much more because it's just a different thing. You know, like WWE can't do the kind of shit that these guys do because it's got that reality style. This is the way it's filmed. Like this, literally anything fucking goes in this shit. Yeah. You know? It's fucking insanity. And I mean, there's a couple of crazy ass spots. You know, Mundo drags him to the back, sets up 2 tables, and then crawls up a ladder up into the fucking crowd. They fight in the crowd. Eventually, Puma comes back off. Mundo like rides the ladder from one side to the other. So he like kind of like hops on it and flips it up so it like rides it over this gap until it lands on the other side, and then he comes down it and shit, like, which is ridiculous in itself. Like that spot could have went insanely wrong. But they got a stack of 4 tables on top, like 2 and 2 stacked up 4 high, and like Puma fucking spears him off of the band ledge through 4 fucking tables.
Jesus.
The spot was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous, yeah.
They've had some insane spots. Like, that's the thing with that show. Every week it gets more intense.
It's awesome.
Like,
just
a couple of weeks ago, Angelico jumped off the office. I mean, he jumps, like, off this office, over a bunch of crowd, over the gap between the ring and into the ring. It's the most...
Jesus.
I've never seen anybody jump or fly that far.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous.
Was it the most ridiculous bump into a ring ever? I mean, he did it twice now. He did it in different ways.
Besides, I'm not going to say. Never mind.
Second craziest bump anyone taken into a ring. That's wrong as shit. I know exactly where you're going with that.
Moving on.
Anyway. That spear into 4 tables was fucking crazy, and you know, he came back up, and then like right at the end, like 10 seconds left, hits the 630. Puma retains. That match was fucking awesome, though. And yeah, that's like I said earlier this week, before it even happened, was like, what are we gonna say about Lucha this week? Like, there was an hour match. It was really awesome.
And
you should watch it on
how
YouTube.
Come you're not watching it yet? How come these people aren't watching it yet?
Yeah, the viewers, like, I mean, they're getting more people every week because people like us are, like, making people watch it. I know we've gotten, like, some people who listen to the show have said they never watched it, and then now they do, and like, it's their favorite thing.
It's awesome. It's great. It's fantastic.
So,
yeah, I definitely got to check it out first chance I get. Like, if I had known fucking 6 months ago or whatever that there's I think it's like Sling or something. You can get a channel for like Roku and Apple TV where you can watch it.
I have,
but they only hold like the last 3 episodes, and by the time I found out about it, they were already like 20 some episodes in.
Yeah, you know, that or before I got Sling, if you were an early adopter, you know, started watching from Go, which like we have been, you know, a day after it's on YouTube, but those don't really last. You can catch it there on Thursday or Friday, but not all of them are on there, like, chronologically.
Right.
But they should. Going back to Ring of Honor, too, I was going to mention to listeners, because I just found out that you can go and register for free on Ring of Honor, and if you don't have Destination America, you can watch the Ring of Honor show on their website with, like, limited commercials for free.
Awesome.
On Thursdays. Technically, I watched it at 11 Central. Because I guess at midnight Eastern it becomes available. So if you can't watch Ring of Honor, definitely do that. I think that's awesome.
That's
dude.
cool.
Making it available on there, like, don't make me get some stupid. Because you have to have the most ridiculous cable package to get Destination America here.
Right.
It's in like the most expansive one. It's like you get a million shitty channels.
Yeah,
I like Lucha so much. I pay $20 a month for Sling. And other than the NBA playoffs, which are now over, I never watch Sling. I fire it up on Wednesdays for Lucha. and I just accept that I pay $5 a week to watch Lucha.
Oh yeah, and I would totally do that if, like, you know, like I said, if I was, especially once I heard that they're doing this legitimate like season concept like other television shows. Now it's just a matter of, like, you know, when season 1 is done, then I'll find some way to just watch all of season 1 together
I hope they
and
bring
get
it to
caught up.
Netflix. I think that would be a nice revenue stream for them.
I know there were, like, Robert Rodriguez, like, he did that he did like a From Dusk Till Dawn TV series that I think was also something they did for El Rey. And that was they brought that to Netflix for a while, so hopefully they'll get some sort of deal put together with them,
or some way to, you know.
Yeah, or even, I mean, even if it comes out, if it ends up being like a DVD or a Blu-ray release, like, I haven't bought a fucking DVD in 2 years, but I would buy that just to be able to get caught up on it.
Yeah, dude, definitely. It's been. I think it's my favorite wrestling ever. It surpassed classic ECW for me as my favorite ever.
That's high praise.
Dude, I love that. I'm so stoked on Wednesdays. I'm like, it's kind of an old school thing to be excited about wrestling. Like, fuck.
Right.
Later tonight, I'm gonna watch this. It's gonna be epic. Eat some chicken wangs. Watch some Mexicans wrestle.
Motherfucker. Sounds like a great night.
So, yeah. Show of the week.
Absolutely.
9 out of 10. I'm excited for Ultima Lucha in August, the 2-hour season finale. It's going to be absurd, I expect.
Bloodbath.
Probably. That match, that Graver Consequences match, like, Phoenix his mask was almost torn off. He's pouring blood.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
It's wrestling for adults, and that's why I appreciate it. You know, it's like...
For sure.
Because WWE is a very, like, kid-centric sort of thing.
Yeah, they're definitely aimed at the younger audience, and that doesn't play well for guys like us.
Of major things, it's probably the first since ECW to be more of an adult sort of product, you know? I mean, you could say, like, XPW or something, but those weren't that popular, as far as popular shit goes. You know, and some people could say, like, CZW or something. I don't know.
Oh, God, I can't stand Combat Zone.
Or any of those other ones. I don't fucking like gore match. I don't like gore wrestling, so... I know some people are all about that shit, like the King of the Deathmatch tournaments and shit that people do. I don't know. I'm not into, like, super bloody fucking gory matches just for the sake of it.
Right.
Dudes like Necro Butcher, like... The dude can't wrestle. He's just like... Will he let you hit him in the head with a light bulb? So he's awesome, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it became there's this whole world where it just became a matter of, like, oh, what stupid things can we do now because we can't wrestle?
Right. Yeah. Stunts.
Yeah. I can make $1,000 if I go to this fucking city and, like, let this guy fucking staple me in the face and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of shit they do these days. Like I said, I don't like it. I don't want to watch it.
See, they all watched Mick Foley and Terry Funk in the IWA or that IWF King of the Death Matches thing from '95, and they all remember Mick Foley falling on a barbed wire board with explosives wired to it, but they don't remember the 15-minute wrestling match he had leading up to it. And it's just, what the fuck?
That's an astute fucking look at it, man. It's perfectly described. Yeah. And I don't like that shit. So that was the week in wrestling.
Well,
overall, pretty good week. The only other thing we had is, you know, the Hall of Fame, since we've moved to a week, so we can accelerate it. Because picking, for me, once a month and waiting, you know, 2 weeks for you to do on that shit, that took me
it did.
So we're still putting in
kick some life into it. Yep.
So this week, you get Ric Flair into the Hall of Fame, of course. Couldn't really ignore it anymore.
No, I don't know he was going to be in there.
It had to be done. I think it'll be, I just, like, you don't have to say anything, right?
Not really.
You know, a lot of these ones, these, like, early ones, it's like, it's Ric Flair, man. Like, you don't need me to sit and talk about why Ric Flair should be in the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame. You already know.
You know who Ric Flair is.
And if you don't know, well,
that's on you.
If you don't know and you listen to this whole thing, I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck you're doing.
Exactly.
How do you even know what we're talking about?
Exactly. So, I mean, like I said, I'm really probably just going to leave it at that. It is Ric Flair,
Ric Flair.
you know?
Woo!
If
It's
not,
it's a name that speaks for itself.
yeah, if not, go look up some old Starcade. Look up Dusty and Flair Starcade in the cage.
Fence.
Go watch the Flair Steamboat trilogy from '89 and just realize that wrestling will never be that good ever again.
Ever again. Everything is ruined for you. Your life is fucking ruined. Your life is a wrestler.
As I said, instead of watching, you know, or maybe in addition to, for people who just watch Raw, I'm a WWE fan. Like, you should explore what's on the network. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
they say that they don't put any of that other shit on there because that's not what people watch. That's all I watch on there, really.
That's the only. Yeah, I watch more classic stuff than I do their current
Right.
programming by far.
Right? Yeah.
I always stop them before the end because then they'll show a little bar, or at least for now they do, of that I've watched it, you know? And, like, dude, I've watched countless WCW and CW pay-per-views, NWA shit. Like I said, I've broken into the WCCW now, which is a weird thing to watch. I don't know. But next week we're gonna watch the next episode of Rock and Wrestling or whatnot.
Yeah, we can do that. I can take 13 minutes out of my day and I was gonna fucking attach fucking a car battery to my nipples, but I suppose I can watch that instead.
I don't remember what episode it was because they added one and then that was it for a long time. So somewhere in one of the old episodes we review the first one.
Yep.
So if you want to hear that,
It was a race, like a wacky race.
yeah, pretty much was wacky races. Yeah, they're trying to sell a car for a movie, right?
Something like that, or get it there.
And none of the wrestlers are voiced by the wrestlers. It's so shitty.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is epic. So that's gonna be the show, man.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah,
We made it.
We did make it. It's probably long as fuck.
Probably right around 3:10.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Do a little bit of editing, bring it down to about 3 hours. Holy Jesus.
After it's usually 2.5. After pay-per-views, it's usually 3.
Yeah.
Which is an intense fucking. That's 3 hours of your workday that you don't have to worry about, you know, whatever. So
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
when I always say, like, for me personally, when I go to like look up one of my favorite podcasts and it's like 3 hours long, I'm like, sweet. This one's longer. This is more time I can pass at
Right.
work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right?
So, as always, like I said, we'll recap Facebook.com/Suplex City Limits, on Twitter @Suplex City Limit, @JD Provorce, and
That's me.
That's you. I follow you. We talk about wrestling sometimes.
We do, and I occasionally say really ridiculous things about like dicks and violence and jokes and
Violence? How about violence with dicks?
Well, hey, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Just keep.
Signs off on rape at the end of this. We made it this whole way, and then at the end.
Hey, no. You see, all I said was violence with a dick. I didn't say sexual violence against another person with a dick.
You ever seen one of my favorite shows? It's Kenny versus Spenny.
Oh yeah.
On YouTube, there's Kenny Haas's channel, has every single episode commercial free. Everybody should watch that. But they have one where it's a fucking cockfight,
Yep.
and all attacks must emanate from their cocks. It's worth a watch, dude. They get in this little like circle arena, and yeah, all attacks must emanate from the cock. It's fucking, it's worth a watch.
It's good times.
Oh, that's gonna do it for this week. We'll be back next week with more fucking commentary on the world of wrestling. Thanks everybody for listening. See you next week.
Peace.
This program, listener discretion
Later.
is advised.
Suplex City, bitch.